to the classiest place on earth. Good fucking morning, everybody. I hope you're doing well. I apologize for once again being late. I puked a lot. I don't know. Bodies are stupid. I just want to be normal. That's all I want, is just to be a normal person, wake up normal, go to bed normal. That'd be nice. I hope you're doing well, though. I got myself a monster to chill my tummy out because my tum-tum. I have a garbage can. I have this spot on my carpet where my dogs just puked. I could just puke on their spot. That'd be fun. Hold on, my light's too dim. It's so dark in here. Yeah, fuck this morning. I agree. I agree. I agree. I agree. Why is your morning bad, Nagiel? Share. I am a garbage can. I don't want to puke on you, Pearl. Is that weird that I just, like, my camera moved? I don't know. I've never puked on somebody before. I don't really know if I'd feel good about that. Oh, Jade, thank you. This is my, I need my hair out of my eyes in case I puke hair. It's so bad. I don't know, man. Your car was broken? Oh, fuck that, dude. I'm so sorry. No. Fuck. You win. You win. You win. Good morning, David. How are you? Don't puke on stream. You'll get new, dude. No shit. It's also against TOS to puke on stream. They're sending me a picture of my skull flap. I would give anything to see my brain. I kind of just want to see my brain. Is that weird? Like, what does it look like? I know it probably looks like everybody else's brain, but I kind of just want to see it. Fuck, dude. Did they, like, gut your car? I've had my car broken into once. Yeah, one time. I think I've told you guys this story. It was literally like my freshman year. It was my freshman year of college. And you had to pay for parking, and you have to have a car in Washington State. Like, it's impossible not to have a car. And if you're a freshman and you're basically shit, you get put in the shittiest parking lots possible. And it shouldn't have even been a fucking parking lot where my car was. I wish I could show it to you in any way, shape, or form, but the way my college campus was, it was like built on a mountain. I don't fucking know why they did this. Western Washington University is built like in a valley on a mountain. So the whole university is this. Like, it's just exhausting to even walk across campus because you're climbing hills the whole time. And so, like, the dorms were all like kind of up in the woods. It was very bizarre. They were called The Ridge, and you were like up in the woods and you had to hike down out of the woods to go to class. And my parking lot was like even further up into the woods. And I walked out to my car. I was drunk. Like, it was a weekend and I was partying or something. And I was drunk and I walked out to my car to get my iPod out of my car or something. And it was gutted. Like, they had broken into the front of the car because I had a nice sound system in my car. I was one of those people. Like, you guys know me. I love, like, my headphones and everything. I've always been very much into hearing my music as good as possible. So even in my shitty little old car, I had like a fucking subwoofer and I had an amp and I had all the nice stuff. So it sounded really good. I had light, like it was great. And I went to my car and literally the deck was torn out. And if you have a subwoofer, when you take the deck out, you can see the lightning cables. Like, you rip the deck out and you're automatically like, oh, there's more in the back. So they ripped my deck out and then they just followed the cords and ripped everything out of my car. And nothing was covered by insurance because there is no stock. Like, insurance only covers what's in a stock position. If it's stolen out of your car, they won't cover anything in your glove box, nothing. And there's no stock position for an amplifier and subwoofers. Those are literally just screwed into the back of your back seats. Nothing was covered, but it felt like, oh, what's the word? It felt kind of like being raped. It was so weird. Like, that obviously not equate at all, but like, it felt like I was vile. Like, my car felt dirty. I felt gross. Like, I think the next day was literally Valentine's Day and I was going out with my boyfriend or something and we had to take my car and I felt so gross getting in my car. It just felt disgusting. It's violating. It felt gross. I was like, oh, strangers were in my fucking car. It was so gross. I'm so sorry. Like, and then I had to call the cops. And then, oh my God, it gets so much weirder than that. I just forgot. I just remembered the rest of the story. Oh my God. First off, Young at Heart, thank you so much for 37 fucking months. Jesus Christ, that's a long time. And I appreciate you. Damn. What the fuck is time? So I call the cops that night, the night that I found my car and everything. I call the cops and I'm like, hey, my car's been broken into. And they're like, okay, we'll come check it out. So I walk back to my dorm and I'm, by the way, wasted. And I'm literally like wearing a sarong and a tank top. Like, I basically like covered my ass to walk to my parking lot, get my thing, and then get back to my room. The cops call me back and they're like, we think we have him. Can we come get you to ID him? It's like 3 in the morning. I did not see a person break into my car at all. The cop comes and picks me up and then takes me on a joyride. Like, literally, he was like, we have to go do something real quick, and like speeds me through the town. I'm sitting there in a tank top and a sarong, like basically naked in the car. I'm like, oh, this is the scariest thing, and drunk. And then he drives me off into the middle of the fucking woods, like on the other, like it's so weird to describe this town to anybody that's never been there. It's really bizarre, but basically you could walk through the woods and end up in a neighborhood. And he had like booked it through the woods from my car to this neighborhood. He drives me up to this neighborhood, and I swear to God, there's a dude on his knees, handcuffed in a white shirt and jeans, covered in blood, surrounded by dogs. And all I see is his back. He's like this, on the ground. And I'm sitting in the car, and the cop's like, I need you to give me an ID. Is that him? What? And I'm just sitting in the car like a little 18-year-old, like, I didn't see him. And he's like, I need an 80%. I need you to give me an 80% on this. Is this him? It was so cops suck. Like, I've never had a good experience with a cop in my life. I just don't. What the fuck is that? Like, I have no idea if that was the guy. And they literally chased him down and had dogs take him down. That is fucking wild. Someone I don't know touched my things. That's literally what it is. Yeah. Your house got broken into? Gross. Did they steal shit? No. Nothing was stolen? Thank fuck. Puking is against TOS. I think it's considered self-harm. I had someone break into my car when I was still cooking professionally, and they managed to make off with my knife case. Oh my God. That made me shake. $1,200 of knives. Oh my God, you poor heart. Good morning, BDO. Good morning, everybody. How are you? I'm sorry I'm late. I'm so pukey. I'm gonna burp. It's gonna taste like puke. Ooh. Good morning, Kinger. Good morning, everybody, if I missed you. You know, Crispy, I literally just saw that right before stream started. No shit, right before I sat down, I saw that in my email. Yeah, the Partner Plus program. I haven't read too much about it. It looks like if you maintain over 350 subs, you get a 70-30 split. I don't fucking know. There's a great movie where Ray Liotta plays a psycho cop, and this sounds like a scene out of that movie. That's literally what it felt like. It was so weird. It was so weird. I was so uncomfortable. There's a great movie, or wait, I have a quote to get to. Literally, that's what it felt like, and I was like, I'm not IDing this guy. I didn't see shit. No, I have my Monster. Actually, the carbonation makes my tummy feel better. It's real bizarre. I mean, I'm sure you guys, like, when you were a kid, you went to the nurse and she gave you 7-Up. Carbonation help. Like, also, my throat's really burny, and it helps. It feels nice. No, I got... They're protected bullies and disgusting individuals. Yes. Yes, they're like worshipped bullies. They literally tried to like peer pressure me into IDing some stranger in the road at 4 o'clock in the morning or some shit like that. I have to go into my office and listen to Cops end of the month. I'm so sorry. Gross. I need to make dinner, but it's so hot again. It's 26. Oh, time for a cold dinner. You know what? I love summer, and we have had 0 summer. It's cold here and raining. It's I don't understand. We don't get summer here, I guess. I don't know. It's so bad. It's so cold. 7-Up and Sprite. Yep, the carbonation does help. I would have said, did he have my stuff? I can ID that stuff. I mean, yeah. What up, Taco? How are you? If you put anything of value in your car that is a serial number and take a picture of the serial number, super helpful getting stolen stuff back. Absolutely. And also, if you have nice stuff in your car, I highly suggest getting homeowners insurance. I learned homeowners insurance covers all that shit in your car that's not in a stock position. So, for instance, my sister got her car broken into, actually in my college town. Great. She was visiting me. And she got her car broken into. Thankfully, she didn't have anything nice in her car, but they literally smashed a window to break into her car, like a shitty little college student car, not a nice car, for fuck's sake, and then stole the manual out of her. Like, there was nothing in her car. And I guess you can get like 50 bucks for a manual, literally like selling a car manual online. So she ended up having to pay for a whole window and all this shit just because someone wanted to steal her goddamn manual. It's so crazy. No shit, Viata. Yeah, I have. I've been turning on my little space heater. No shit, I've been doing the same. It's so bizarre. Like, this is the wettest summer we've ever. I mean, summer, spring, whatever the fuck you want to call this. It's the middle of June and it hasn't gone above 70 degrees here. It's very strange. I'm moving to Denver. Oh my god, David, you don't want to, trust me. Cuz once summer hits, it's hell. It's so bad. We just like get the most extreme weather here. Like us like barring a tornado or an earthquake or something like that. Like if the weather's happening, it's just going to be harsh. Cuz in the summertime when the heat hits, it's 100 degrees for weeks. Like or more. It just doesn't stop. It's kind of nauseating. Like you walk outside and it feels gross. It's very bizarre. I don't know. This isn't too bad, but man, it gets bad. It gets real hot eventually. 27, dude, you're hotter than me and you're in fucking Scotland. It's weird and muggy. That's exactly what we were having. Yeah, it's so weird. We were always given ginger ale. Yep. Only thing we've ever had stolen from a car was a license plate. A license plate? That's so bizarre. It won't be below 20 C. I would love that. We had 2 frost warnings this month. No shit, Viata. Do you remember, like, I think it was the first year that Zach and I moved here. We got snow in July. We got something very similar. It was so weird. I'm glad we both experienced hellscape weather. So stupid. Orange sky? Ooh, pretty. A pretty orange sky or not? Homeowners insurance covers almost everything. I had my car broken into and they got a book of The Secret from The Secret, some hair balm that looked like cum and an English cucumber. I'm not moving to Denver. Yeah, I wouldn't. Seriously, like David, no shit. When that's like what I tell people when they ask me if I like it here. I'm like, do you like weather? Like all of the weather? Because we get it all to the extreme. Like if it snows, we get feet. If it's sunny, it's 100 degrees and it's a really weird heat here. Like I'm used to that humid East Coast heat where the air is kind of warm because it's wet. Here, it's like you walk out and the sun hurts because not only is it like the desert, but we're also a mile closer to the sun than anybody else. So it's so fucking intense. It can make you like sick in a minute. It's really bizarre. It's just we live in a very strange place. My boss said he used to leave his car unlocked so that way if someone tried to break in, he wouldn't have to pay for a broken window. Dude, it's legitimately like if you live in a shitty area, that is actually quite a smart move. I dated a guy when I was in college whose mom lived in Whitechapel, Seattle, which is like the worst part of Seattle you could possibly live in. Yeah, it's the worst part of Seattle you could possibly live in. And she lived in Whitechapel, and no shit, she would leave her car. She had a little old, like, old fucking, I don't know, some car from the 80s or something like that, little tan car. And she would leave it unlocked, and it literally didn't even have an ignition. She had to start it with a screwdriver. And one time she called us. We were going to Thanksgiving at my boyfriend's parents' house or something. And she calls us and she's like, I need a ride. Can you guys come pick me up? And we were like, sure, that's bizarre. Someone had broken in and stolen her goddamn screwdriver out of her car. So she couldn't start her damn car with her screwdriver. Oh man, it's great. Life is great sometimes. And the positioning of Scotland's, like, higher than New York. Yeah, I mean, you should theoretically be a lot cooler than me. Apparently, for the past few days in Minnesota, we've had an air quality warning. I don't think we have. We've been relatively windy. I lost half my peppers to a quick frost a couple weeks ago. I will be my potatoes are, like, this big. They're huge, my potato plants, and then my sunflowers are all coming up. My tomatoes are coming up, and if it frosts and kills them, I'm raging. Yeah, Denver, people that live in Denver don't feel good. That's what I've learned. Even locals, no one feels good here. I don't know why people continue living here. People will steal anything. Her fucking screwdriver, like a little 80-year-old woman living in the middle of Whitechapel. My God. I'm going to try to smoke pot. My throat is so sore from the puke. But I'm going to try because it helps. And I don't know what else to do today. I hope you're all doing well. I'd like to play some more Diablo today. I don't know, like, I'm just so low energy and gross feeling. I don't know what else to do, but I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with me regardless of my shit everything. You're nice people. Thank you. Baby hits, that's what I'm gonna try. I also put in, like, I cleaned it and then I put it in the fridge, so it's really, really cold. It's a little too much water in it. It's really, really cold. That was my plan to cool my throat down, 'cause it's rough. It's a little scratchy, scratchy. And it's not a pour. That's okay. To be yoinking a screwdriver, literally. I mean, I don't know. I've never been a thief, I guess, or like been in the business of stealing, but like I would assume that you would go after cars that look like they have something of value in them. You know, not like a little broken down car that literally doesn't have ignition, doesn't have an ignition. That's just me though. Hurts, dude. I open it up. If anybody wants to jump in and join while I'm playing, you're very welcome to. Like I just, you're welcome. Like people were popping in and out and helping me all day yesterday. It was fun because I like to talk to chat, so I tend to space out and start talking to chat instead of playing. But you guys are more interesting. Good morning, Rod. How are you, love? When people say climate change isn't real, I've noticed it here since I was a teen. Like we used to get a lot of snow. Me too. Oh, I've been noticing it too, David. Hard same. Like I remember being a kid in Western Washington. I didn't see snow one time as a kid. I didn't see snow like in Washington, in Western Washington. Winter in Seattle was rain. It was just rain. That's it. It would get to like 40 degrees maybe as the lowest, and it would just rain. Every once in a while, you get some frost. And now my parents get more snow than we do sometimes. Like they get pummeled with feet of snow. I don't know how anybody can say climate change isn't real that's been alive for any modicum of time. You can, I mean, it's such a short amount of time that you can physically fucking feel it and see it. I know my big bong broke. Bongs are expensive. Yes, Psycho. They're probably the same people that believe the whole like, oh yeah, the world was covered in a bubble and then God popped it because he was pissed and that's why we flooded. Ooh, just exclamation BT. It is. Oh, I've been really good at remembering it though. It's ClassyKatie 1702. I actually wrote it on my hand yesterday. It didn't come off yet. That's a good pen. What pen did I write with? Jesus. 1702. I lived in Redmond, Washington for 7 years. Snow every single winter. No shit. When did you live there, Trouble? Because I mean, maybe that's because, well, no, you're south. Wouldn't that be warmer? My parents were in the Snohomish area, which is like flat, like farmland. So maybe that's it. But I don't remember. I mean, we never had snow as a kid. We never had snow until we moved to Eastern Washington. And then I saw snow. But I don't know. And you guys get snow down there. I wonder if it's just like the lay of the land or something like that. That's Rod. That's what we're literally talking about. David was saying, and he lives in fucking Scotland, just to make that clear. And it's literally like 26 degrees C there. And here it's cold. Like we're in winter gear in Denver. It's so bizarre. Like it's kind of a blessing because we've been really dry for the past like 5 years. So this rain is well needed. Like I'm sure all of you have heard about Lake Mead and like the dams and how low in water they are. Like it's bad, but it's also like really wet and sad, and I'm cold. I want to be warm. The pond mead that they're pulling all the dead bodies out of. Yeah, that shit is wow. Cheers. That's right, bitch. Trouble. I can't even. I mean, that's how it felt like that when I was in London last year. Last July, my sister and I went to London to see Pearl Jam and to visit friends and stuff. And it was like the week that London was getting disgustingly hot weather, and that's exactly what it felt like because nobody has AC in London. It's like Seattle, like they've never historically needed AC, so houses just aren't built with AC in them. We never had AC as a kid, like we opened windows and turned fans on. But when it gets that hot, like you need that. People are gonna cook. I'm starting to write a book about medieval times and the uncertainties of battle. So far, I've got, quote, the one knight no one expects to see on the battlefield is surprise. Good one, bitch. Phil, how are you, love? 100%. You can't oh man, David, like we were walking with Lizzie and Anubis just in the downtown of London, like in the city, and the heat, you could feel it bouncing off the cement and off the buildings. It was gross. Like we would literally, oh, my bong was just smoking itself. We would literally walk onto the bridge just to get a breeze, just to get fucking air. It was so stagnant. I mean, you poor dears. It was horrible. The world just heating up. Fuck. I would assume there's fish in Lake Mead. There's life in every body of water, right? There's like literally like a species of fish that lives in the desert of Arizona or something, and there's like 15 of this fish. It lives in a puddle. Like every body of water, I think, has fish.
Hi, gay. Yeah, we wouldn't. Your part wouldn't, hey, in the bedroom or just hanging out. Turn it off, Willard.
Oh, we know. Phil, no shit. Those have been on my soundboard since that video was released, like 3 years ago. Oh, she's High Gay is a mainstay of the channel forever and ever. I think I'll call the book 2 weeks guarding a castle, a fortnight. What's it like being inside your head? Does it hurt? I think there is. I mean, seriously, like we were just talking about this. Was it yesterday? No, last week we were talking about I can't remember what it's called. There's not even a name for it, but there's this weird phenomena where under the ocean there are rivers of water that is different than ocean water. Like it's super saline or something like that. And things live in it and things live in the water of the ocean, but if they cross, like if the things living in that stream go into the ocean water, they die, and so vice versa. Like, and things live in like the heat vents under. I'm sure they do. There's things live in I mean, look at like what are they called? Water bears? Water bears? Tardigrades. Can't they like theoretically live in literally anything? I think. It's been a while since I studied those, literally my freshman year. Hi, Ice Falcon. How are you, love? Good morning, Nineless. How are you doing, love? I still remember the day. Do you really, dude? I don't. I mean, honestly, I've just watched it and I've shown it to so many people over hundreds of times. I couldn't even say. It's like permanent now. I don't know. There are wind currents. Why wouldn't they live in sea streams? I mean, you're not wrong. It's just so fucking weird to me. There's like a river at the bottom of the ocean. Not today. 9! Exactly. Tardigrades sure as hell can't live in my soup. Well, not for long. I think they can. I'm not shitting you. Tardigrades, like, they've froze them. They've boiled them. Like, they always they, like, freeze and then come back to life. It's very bizarre. Go lay down, bud. Not right now. We were just outside. I love you so much. They're really anxious because there's squirrels in our yard and they want to kill them. Aw, dude. I mean, I'm alive. I can't complain. You know? Is there a mosquito in here? That's one thing that's sucked a lot about this wet spring. There are so many mosquitoes. They're getting into my house and they love me. They love me. They can survive in a vacuum space too. They'll survive in your soup, Sally. You might be eating tardigrade soup. We don't know. We have questions. Yeah, tardigrades, aren't they pretty fucking wild? When I was, no shit, I found one. Like, I guess they're everywhere, so it's not that exciting, but I was pretty excited just because they're kind of legendary in the biology world as being like these weird, invincible creatures that are microscopic, and they literally look like a little 6-legged bear, or 8? They have 8? No, 6. 6-legged little microscopic bear. But, we in my bio class, it was like Bio 101 lab or something like that. We all went on a hike on the mountain my college was built on. and collected pond water. And then we all got to like, we were being taught how to slide things, like how to actually create like a slide to look in a microscope. But me and my partner literally had a tardigrade in our pond water, and we just sat there like staring at it, like literally jizzing ourselves. We were so excited. Hi, Mackenzie. How are you, love? Bro, you doing all right? I've got them tardigrade shits. They're forever. I miss Zelda and the other. I mean, honestly, I miss animals I haven't met yet. Let's be real. I'm sick.
Go Pikachu, come out.
No shit.
I'm gay.
Fohammer_419 tipped $5. Went on a date with Daddy Ben Shapiro where we sung lullabies to a herd of snails and then milked them from their tiny snail nipples before we rubbed their excretions all over, moisturizing our faces, and made love in the moonlight on a bed of snails. Yeah, woo.
Snail nipples are never gonna go away now, huh? Fuck. I need to learn to keep my snail nipples to myself. Thank you, Zoe. I love you. So Crispy, I was gonna say, Crispy said, I'm the same with mosquitoes. My recent trip to Minnesota reminded me how much the little bastards crave my blood. I looked it up very recently because like, it's just stupid. I walk outside with the dogs and it's instantly, I hear the buzzing and I'm like, how do they find me? There's no water in my yard. I've made sure there's no standing water anywhere near my house. I don't know why they're there, but they find me. So I was just like furiously, I have so many mosquito bites on my legs right now. I just want to die. I have band-aids everywhere so I don't scratch my flesh off. So I was like doing my research, you know. No, it has nothing to do with blood type. I totally thought it would. It just has to do with how much CO2 you produce as a person, i.e., having a higher metabolism. That's it. Which means we can quite literally do fuck all about it. You just smell good. We put off too much CO2, and that's what attracts them is heat. We run hot. That's it. We're literally a glowing fucking beak. Well, maybe you're gross. Maybe you taste bad. I don't fucking know. Well, high metabolism doesn't necessarily mean you produce a bunch of CO2, though. If you produce a bunch of CO2, you usually have a high metabolism. It's like, you know, this is that, but not always this kind of thing. So maybe it's not always, but that's what like the overwhelming, all the fucking medical papers I scanned, because I was like, there has to be something I can do because I'm going crazy. Like, I'm done. I've literally got them, they bit my face. Like, I just can't get away from it. Tardigrades cockroach better than cockroaches. Dude, they really do. Cockroaches are not as hardy as people think. Humans compared to the universe, fucking facts. I'm a fan of the tardigrade tartar sauce. The tartar sauce. Nope, hate it. Stop it, Katie. The lakes in the ocean are caused by seawater seeping up from the floor, causing an indentation. That's fucking weird and magical. Is that why some lakes are like unexplainably deep? Giggity. Wait, Sally, what is that? Is that a seal face? Stop it, I love that. I'm B negative. Which is fitting because I was a strong B minus student. I'm B negative. I don't know if blood type, I don't think they can smell our blood type. Because they have to be able to smell you to come at you, you know what I mean? Like they don't taste us and then know they like us. See, I have a high metabolism too, and I know I run hot. Like I'm like a solar beacon all the time. Bull V, thank you. I mean, I'm not pukey right now, and that's all I can ask for. Phil, the new ES, oh my god, no, not the necro. Which class are you talking about? Oh god, what is it called? The one coming out with Necron? My metabolism sucks, and mosquitoes love me. You might produce a lot of CO2. I don't know what that entails, but I guess if you give off an extra amount of CO2, you smell good. We were just talking about that, Rod. I saw that email literally right before I sat down for stream. Like, I glanced at it. It looks like a decent thing. I mean, it's like the first positive thing they've put out in a bit. They range in depths and sizes like pussies. Oh my god, who is the Great Lakes of pussies? Is not like aren't those like the biggest, deepest lakes? One of those. They're, like, mysteriously deep, aren't they? Good morning, Kel. How are you, love? Wait, twitched all over itself again? Did anyone catch on the new Diablo 4 opening where Blizzard's roofie your ass in the cutscene, or just me? Wait, what? Roofie? Wait, what? Katie, I lost 2 pounds from buying an electric fly swatter. I'm a mosquito ninja. Oh my god. I, like, kind of go insane, but I'm, like, the worst mosquito ninja. Maybe I need an electric fly swatter. Side note, I did catch a fly in chopsticks one time, and Eliza saw it. Totally off topic, but it happened. I was very hungover. It was magic. They've never counted. Well, I don't know about Prime. Actually, I have no idea about Prime subs, but gifted subs, they've never counted in any of our stats or anything like that because they're not a guaranteed recurring income. That's always been a thing. They've never counted gifted subs in anything. Any of my analytics that have to do with anything. That's always been a thing. They don't count them because they're not guaranteed or whatever the fuck. I don't know. It's okay. Everybody pukes. It could be worse. Hi, Genova. How are you, love? The deepest lake's in Siberia. No shit. 5,500 feet at its deepest. How deep is Loch Ness? They finally caved on the 70-30 split. I mean, a lot of people already had a 70-30 split. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I hate talking about that shit because I'm honestly not completely sure how much I am allowed to talk about considering NDAs and my contract and all that shit. So I get really like, I don't know what I'm allowed to say. 754 feet. That's it? Okay. I just wanted a comparison because that's a deep lake with a theoretical monster, blah, blah, blah. Kel, because if someone clicks sub and they hit resub, it's like, I don't know, they view it as different. Whereas gifted subs, like, if you come and gift 10 subs to me this month, it does, like, I don't know, because theoretically, like, if you sub to me this month, it doesn't mean you have to sub to me next month. Honestly, I have no idea. I don't know. I'm just trying to survive out here, man. I don't know. No, it's cool. I don't know either. I think about it. Like, I just don't know. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I really just don't know. We can talk about it. It doesn't bother me. I just don't know. There's so little communication between streamers and Twitch. Like, we really are left in the dark unless you have someone on the inside you can talk to. I just don't know. Yeah, 5,500 feet is just a shade over a mile. Yeah. The only reason I know that is I live in the 5,000-foot city. It's a start, but really just give streamer 70-30 all streamers. I don't know why they don't. Erican, thank you so much for summoning the class, keeping the classy alive and giving it a swing so fucking long. I appreciate you. 29 of the dopest months ever. Dude, it says 30 for me.
I'm gonna go with 30, Kay. Yeah, I'm gonna go with 30.
Gifted and prime subs aren't counted for a lot of things. Yeah, and I mean, I really don't know why, because theoretically every sub, I mean, like, yes, if you sub, like, out of your pocket, you can say, like, resub automatically. Whereas prime subs will never be automatically resubbed and gift. Like, I don't think you can, like, schedule gifting 10 subs to a streamer every month. I don't think you can do that. So maybe there's some logic around that. I honestly don't know. Oh, hurts. My sister has done the same. At the very beginning, everybody was 50-50, and then what it was at a certain subscriber threshold, which was literally 5 times higher than 350. No shit. You had to have like 1,500 subscribers or more, and then you could approach your partner manager, or you could submit a request to renegotiate your contract to a 70-30 split. And if they viewed your account and said, oh yeah, you do have over 1,500 subs, and it wasn't just like one big bomb sub or something like that, we'll give you the 70-30 split, and then you just had it forever, no matter where your subs went. That's what it used to be. I don't know what it is anymore. Hi, Viper Love, how are you? What partner manager? Huh? What are those? Thank you, zombie. It still amazes me on the concept of things not happening until there's an uproar. I mean, I've talked to a few different people who have been like, who have had regular conversations and regular relations with people at the top of Twitch, and the overwhelming, not opinion, but like what they say is that it's quite clear that everyone in control of things is like so out of touch. It's kind of ridiculous. You know? Like, they don't know what kappa means, like, that kind of out of touch. Like, people that probably shouldn't be in charge of Twitch. But I don't know. Again, I really don't know. That's just what I hear. It doesn't shock any of us, though, right? Oh, no shit. Loch Morar is 310 meters deep. Less famous because there's no monster. David, did you know there's a lake in the US somewhere where we theoretically, like, have a mythological monster literally exactly like Loch Ness? It's like they copied and pasted it. It's pretty funny. They'll give you a split for gifted subs, but they don't count towards the requirements, which I get. They want to make sure you're getting numbers from the base, not a gifted sub that might not be there. Yeah, I mean, ooh, incoming 420. I've got a poll. Yeah, I kind of understand it, but like, hi Queen, how are you? I can't do anything about anything Twitch does. So like in my mind, like stressing over it doesn't do anything. And I'm like so stressed about so many other things right now that I'm just like, I can't do anything about any of it. I'm just like subject to it. So I hope I survive, I guess. I don't want to unplug people for a living again. That's all I just can't do anything about it. They're writing a camping book without ever taking a trip to the forest. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Yeah. It is like American healthcare. Oh my god. Still often think back to your life starting off journey on Twitch and that guy that went to jail for X and Y reasons. Oh my god. I was just thinking of him the other day. It's so bizarre you mentioned him. So weird. That's still like, if I don't know why, but I was just sitting thinking about when I very first started streaming, because it has been 8 years now and some change. That's a lot of time. Like, I kind of forget where I started and like what it was like at the beginning. And I think back on that and like, seriously, it's so gross. But my instinctual thing that comes to mind is I was fucking groomed. Icky. Yuck. Locks are gorgeous. Absolutely. Ooh, good news. We love good news. I have some good news. I need it. I thought the streamer got at least $3.99 since Twitch started. I think if you're a partner, the affiliate thing came way after my time. So I'm literally not very familiar with the affiliate program at all. I know it's there, but I don't know what that entails. But I know with partner program, you automatically got a 50-50. So a sub is $5. We got $2.50. And then, the more subs you got. And then, like, I think there's actually there's like an 80-20, if not a 90-10 split for people like Ninja. Because he makes so much. I mean, there's so much money. A 10% is still probably like billions for them. I don't even know. You could theoretically just gift yourself 350 subs. Theoretically, yes. Well, does it count gifted subs, though? I think this says it didn't count the gifted subs. I don't remember. Yeah, Sinimus, we have those in the lake I grew up on. No shit, we have those in Lake Roosevelt, in the Columbia. Those exact sturgeon. They are dinosaurs. And it's illegal to catch them. But when we used to go fishing all the time, and sometimes you'd catch the babies, and they look like armor-plated plecostomus, like plecos that you get for a fish tank that suck on the walls. Crazy. You have to throw them back because there's something about, because they do, if you've never seen these prehistoric sturgeon, they get like, 18 feet long or something? It's disgusting. They're huge, and they're just bottom feeders. They like suck on the bottom of a lake. They're not harmful, but they're terrifying. And I think there's something about like they have to live until they're like at least 7 years old or something to breed. And so they don't want you like keeping the little ones. Something like that. Oh, what story? Wait, do you have a theme for a story? Sorry, I was ranting. Tell a story on how that guy went to jail. So I actually don't know all the like, I don't know the factual details on the exact reason this person went to jail, but I could tell you all the shit leading up to it and what we think happened. But he went to jail. So, like, we don't know. It was so weird. It's just weird. It makes me uncomfortable because I mean, I'm one of those, yeah, Viper it has, I know. I'm one of those people that would say I could never be groomed. Idiot. Everybody can be groomed. Hold on. Good news. I'm 6 months pregnant. It's a little boy and his name is Leo Matthew. Congratulations. Are you so, dude, you're 3 months from having a human. Are you so fucking excited? Congratulations, my love. Psycho, so you get a 50-50. Well, Ninja was an example, Psycho, you know what I mean. I don't know any of the big top streamers anymore. I've never watched a top streamer before, ever. I'm in Oklahoma with AA. She got her MMJ card and wants to know a good get you bent strain. Oh, man. Okay. That is such a hard question. Every state, I feel like there are so many fucking strain names in the world. Like, even my dispensary, like, we don't get regular strains. Like, every time I go, it's a whole fucking 20 new strain names. So what I usually do is I look for keywords that will be in the strain name that will indicate the parent strains that I like. So, for instance, strains that I really like are like Cinderella strains. So look for anything that says Cindy White, Glass Slipper, anything will usually have a Cinderella strain in it, and that's what I like. It's one of the classic strains. Shit like that. Like, you have to look for the keywords of the OG strains that you're familiar with, and then they'll be in these new ones because everything's so fucking crossbred. Like, honestly, my favorite strain that I have ever found is called GAC, GAK, GAC Smoothie, like smoothie with a speech impediment, number 5. If you can find that fuck shit, go for it. It's the best. Lilac Diesel, another good one. But again, I think it's the diesel in it, the diesel strain. Like, diesel's one of the OG strains, and that's what I went for and I like. I tend to stay away from anything that says strawberry. For some reason, anything that says a strawberry strain makes me really groggy. Like, gives me kind of the where I can't keep my eyes open, and I like to be high and actually, like, watch a movie, not just pass out. Alaskan Thunderfuck. I want to eventually make or buy a strain named Godzilla's Heat Ray. Dude, that'd be amazing. I think I've had a Godzilla strain before. One strain that I fucking do not like, the only weed I've ever bought in my life that actually made me feel bad was Bruce Banner. I remember it. I bought it when I was in Seattle and I hated it. It just made me feel shitty. Pineapple strains smell like cat piss. Absolutely. Anything that says garlic will make your breath and you smell like garlic. Like, it literally, there's some minute, like the, what are they called? The, not the ethers, the molecule that makes smells. I'm just blanking on it. Is a garlic one. You're going for fucking reek like garlic. I'm trying to think. What are other goods? Like, what am I smoking? I think I'm smoking a new strain right now. Oh, what was this one? I threw the package away. Shit. Nope, there it is. I repackaged it because the packaging ripped open on accident. This one is, I'm not shitting you. This is the new strain I got. These are great because, I mean, I have no idea what the parent strains are based on this name. Ghost of Stevens Past. What? It's honestly like what I usually do is ask my bud tender because they want you to have the experience you want because then you'll come back and spend more money. They won't lie to you. They're not going to just upsell you on really expensive weed. Go in there and be like, I would like to get fucked, please. And they will be like, oh, allow me to help you get fucked. Another way, I don't know who the fuck Steven is. Ghost of Stevens Past. No idea. It's a nice strain though. I like it, but I have no fucking idea. I forgot what I was gonna say. Shit. Yeah, ask your bud tender. Oh, no, that's what I was gonna say. So another way, so if you don't like see a strain name, oh, and C. nemuis literally grows weed in a huge grow house for a living. C. nemuis is a fucking wealth of information on all this shit, by the way. I literally regurgitate half the shit I learned from him. So the every state calls them something different, I've noticed, but it's essentially going to be a jar of bud, but the bud has been dipped or soaked in the terpenes and then rolled in keef. And like my state calls them moon rocks. Some place like everybody has a different name for them, but like it's going to be more expensive, but it's a bud. Like it's not like you don't need a dab rig to smoke it. You just put it in your grinder like normal, grind it up and put it in your bong, but you gon' get fucked. Like I don't just like if I get moon rocks, I usually mix it with just some bud because it is so strong. So moon rocks, right? Yeah, so like look for moon rocks. If you don't see like if you don't see a strain and you got like I'm trying to think of like what the price difference would be. So 3.5 grams of just like middle shelf weed is usually here at least like $14. The same amount of moon rocks will be about $35 or $40. But it's like the THC percentage. So for instance, bud, like just the bud, regular bud is usually around 20-25% on average. Moon rocks are going to be 90% THC. 70 to 90% is what I've normally seen. Like you are going to be fucked. It's like the Everclear of weed. You know? Okay, hold up. I gotta read this. Cinemas. A note on strains. Our cut of wedding cake. Ooh, wedding is a good one. Wedding is another good one. Thank you for saying that. Wedding. I look for like anything that says marriage, wedding ring, garter belt. No shit. All of those will usually have a wedding cake parent strain in them. It's a really good strain. It looks like wedding cake BX1, backcross 1. Look for those types of suffixes. It means a cultivator went through the painstaking process of stabilizing and testing out the phenotypes to find the best ones. Someone cared. Is that what, like, not to bring up the horrible name again, but Gax movie number 5, is that what the number 5 means? I think we've talked about this. Oh, my throat is so gross. I just want to find an edible that makes me feel like and be as intelligent as Stephen Hawking. Edibles don't work for me. I wish. Hard the weirdest feeling this morning waking up was just like a weird existential crisis. I don't know if anyone has that feeling. I've definitely had it. I've had like I usually describe it as if I get like that what's it called? I remember the story knives. It's not nostalgia. Like the Matrix thing with the cat. What oh my god, my brain is so stupidly dead today. Deja vu, thank you. Yes, deja vu. I've literally woken up in a state of deja vu, and that is weird. And I can't shake it. Like all morning, I'm like trying to shake off that feeling. I've woken up in that before. I did that at one of the dispensaries outside of Denver, a smaller place. A nice lady behind the counter gave me some pop rocks and I ate the bud, and I then slept for 14 hours. Yep. Those are moon rocks. Mm-hmm. I'm excited and scared. I'm excited for you. I think you'll have a good time. House weed's the best. That's what I smoke normally, honestly. Like, just because poverty. Like, I get an ounce for $50. Do not plan anything for that day, no. Would be so great to see Steven's ghost show up behind Katie when she hits. Can you imagine? Sheepy, how are you? I'm totally getting some moon rocks when MN opens a dispensary. They're fun. I mean, it's kind of nice. Like I started doing those because what I used to do is like if I got shag weed, like shitty weed, I would buy like dabs, like sugar rocks or wax or something, and I would take like a pinhead's worth and stick it on the top of my bud bowl in my bong, and it would just give an extra kick to the weed. But as Senior Lewis has taught me, if you don't cook dabs at the right temperature, they don't evaporate to the right molecular size to be absorbed, and you're just coating your throat and your lungs in like gooey shit. Like it's pointless. And I found moon rocks, and it essentially does the same thing. Like I just supplement with the moon rocks. If I have for some reason, just a bad skag weed, whatever moment. Oh, sheep. I've had the worst. Like, I've just been puking. And then my dog's puked. I've had a really bad 24 hours. I just am done. I'm done now. Wait, cat related. I didn't know anything had to do with a cat. What did I do with a cat? Oh, in the Matrix. Have you ever seen the Matrix? You know when the cat walks by and then the cat walks by again? Literally, it's Neo that is like they're walking up an apartment building or something, and he looks at a doorway or a window, and a black cat walks by, and then the exact same black cat walks by in the exact same manner, and he goes, "Huh, deja vu," and they're all like, "What? What did you see?" And it's an error in the Matrix. Come on now, am I that old? Donna, thank you so much for some of the class, keeping the class alive, giving it a swings, honey bean. How are you? Warner and I were listening to Danheim and he started chanting, "Oh my god, cute." Maddie yelled, "What are you doing to the baby?" I yelled, "We're calling the ancestors." I love you guys. You're the best parents. That's true. Edibles have worked for me, but it's few and far between. And for some reason, it's microdosed edibles that work for me. Like, I can eat a 600 milligram chocolate bar of edible and nothing happens. But I bought these like little Colorado 2.5 milligram microdoses and I go to fucking space. I don't know why. Dude, sheep, it's just like my period. It makes me so nauseous. It's sick. I've just puke. I don't know, man. I'm just shaking from it. It's gross. Cheers. It was 4:20. I didn't cheers. I don't know what's happening. I need to tell Knives a story. My brain's really broken today, and I really apologize. It's been a weird day. 20 day week. I don't know. She's not well. So, Sinimo says, when you cross strains, you have a male and a female that produce seeds. The seeds will be germinated and numbered individually. Sorry. They'll be flowered young to eliminate and or keep any males for future breeding. The rest of the numbers will be taken to finish and tested in a lab by weed snobs. The best numbers are kept. Oh, our gelato number 22, our house OG is East Side OG number 3. That's really cool. I had no idea. There's all the time. I'm sure you know that. There's numbers on weed names all the time. I had no idea. That's really cool. Is it almost 30 years old? Shut up. I hate that. Nope. Don't want to think about that. Mm-mm. That crossing is breeding it back with itself by using colloidal silver to get a female to turn male. What? Using So plants can be transgender, but people can't? Is that what I'm seeing again? Everybody else can fuck up. But, like, we can't choose our... Yep. Colloidal silver. That's really interesting. I had no idea. Colloidal silver to get a female to turn male and breeding it with an identical twin. Wait. You make it fuck its Dude, Knives, everybody's had, like, Najeel's car got fucking broken into today. Like, it's, I don't know what it is, but the planets aligned in a bad way today. I don't know why. I wonder if the megadose ones are lying about the content. The legal ones here have to be 10 milligrams or less. I assume they're tested at some point. So I think how they get around it, because I've thought about that too, because we have the same, like, if you buy edibles in Colorado, each, what's the word, serving can only be 10 milligrams or less, but you can buy a bag of like 50 servings. I think so. Like, basically, you know how I'm sure you guys have seen this. Like, you buy a chocolate bar and it's like it's 2 servings, but it's like a chocolate bar. I think that's how they get around it. They're like, here's a 600 milligram chocolate bar, but it's like 50 servings or whatever. You know what I mean? I think that's how, because no shit. Our country is so stupid. But the place that I used to get my edibles is Washington, D.C., our country's capital, where weed is very strangely recreationally legal. Kind of. Kind of. But I'm pretty sure that's how they do it. I don't remember. It's been a bit. It's like we woke in a world full of shit. You literally, seriously. I woke up to just like my dogs puking and then I puked because nasty. And it's just like, It hasn't stopped. I don't know what's going on. We should all stay inside today and just be safe and play Diablo. Oh, Solus, absolutely not. 5 hours. Absolutely not. 5 hours? No. How? How did you stay awake? TikTok, no, I wanna watch. Stop. Hold on. I got a clip. Is it gonna be a trans animal? Frogs! But it's not the water, they do it on their own. I need all of us to go to this restaurant in New York City so we can share the food because everything is infused. Is it infused with a decent amount though? Because I've watched some of those weed cooking shows and they're kind of like embarrassingly low. Like the chefs will start their prep from their meal and they're like, okay, this like we're starting low because we're adding more milligrams as we go and we don't want it to be too much. After 3 hours of cooking some fucking like fine dining meal, it's got 5 milligrams in it or some shit. I appreciate your brain seeming, Lewis. By the way, if anybody ever has like weed questions that I am not able to answer, or nobody in chat is, Lewis goes by Tallulah in the chat, and we do have a weed Discord called Hypothetical Shenanigans. And he's put himself forward as being willing to answer questions and help people out if you ever have any. Because I regurgitate what I learned from these people because he knows so much more than I do. Then you look at California, who not only has the 10 milligram per serving limit, but also has a 100 milligram limit per package. Oh, really? Oh, so they beat the system. Max is 100 milligram for a container. I think they're all individually packaged 10 milligram pieces, though. Could be wrong. That's you. I mean, I get microdoses. Like I get 2.5 milligram candies. So I don't know. Dog barf is worse than cat barf, right? Honestly, I'm not. Oh, thinking about it made me a little. One moment. I'm just gonna go with I don't want to either. All barfs suck. Yeah. I would say the only thing that makes dogs worse is that there's more of it because they're big. Like, it's like multiple handfuls when a dog pukes. Like, it's pretty fucking gnarly. Right? Dog barf, it's just there's so much. And like they walk and barf at the same time because they're like ashamed they're doing it. So it's usually a trail. Stingy. Yeah, there's 1/10 of a gram for flavor. That's ridiculous. I don't want weed flavor either. I don't want to taste weed if I'm eating an edible. I just want to be fucked. 100 grams per meal? Damn, that's a lot. Verklempt, yeah. Blah. I've got some 2.5 and 5 milligram mints, so I can dial it up and down. And see, that's kind of why I did the microdoses because I don't want to wake up high for 3 days in a row, you know? But literally, Eliza visited and we both ate one. I think we both took 2 of these little candies, and each candy is only 2.5 milligrams. And both of us smoke daily a lot, and we went to space. Like, and then I did it on stream a couple months later. I think I had a migraine or something in the morning, so I popped one of those 2.5 milligram candies, started stream, was just chilling, and then all of a sudden, I swear to God, my eyes went crossed. Like, out of nowhere, I was just talking, and all of a sudden, I was like, "Ooh." And I was sitting here, I was like, stream, I don't know what's going on, but I just got so lightheaded. It took me like 15 minutes to remember I consumed an edible. And then I was like, oh my God, I remember. It was a day. It was a day. Puked a grass-covered rock? Oh, is it a bezoar? Trouble, and that's what I've heard as well. Honestly, what I usually do is, and this is because this is like all just me experimenting with my own body, with my own scientific like education. But like my theory is that because edibles normally don't do anything to me, is because I run really hot, maybe I have a really high metabolism, I don't fucking know. But if I eat an edible, like something I have to chew and swallow, it has to be digested by stomach acid, go into the intestines, and then be absorbed into the bloodstream. I think my body might destroy the THC by the time it gets there or something. So what I started doing is getting like hard candies that are edibles, like sucky. I just call them sucky candies. I don't know what the fuck else. Hard candies, because my theory, again, this is just alleged in my opinion, is if you're sucking on it, the THC is going to be mostly absorbed by the mucous membrane of your mouth, which it immediately is going to go into your bloodstream and into your, breach that blood-brain barrier and make you high immediately, or like more quickly, more fuzz in the air, manageably, as opposed to like, you know, it depends. Did you eat before the edible? Did you eat after the edible? Like, just wondering where the fuck your digestive system is. Are you constipated? Are you not? Do you got the run? Like, what's going on down there? Like, that was just, I don't know. And now the sucky candies do get me fucked, so I don't know if that's real or not, but I'm gonna stick with it. I had 4 days off, and man, that was the best high I had. I woke up the next day and was like, I'm still tired. I hate waking up high. You have barf phobia? Oh, God. Wait, what happens when you see barf? Oh, let me grab this one too. Sorry. Sorry, I'm slow. Oh, stop autoplay. You suck so much. Just a damn rock? I would have checked too. No shame. Let's watch these videos real quick before I forget. And then I gotta tell the story about, I mean, I guess it's a story about a dude who went to prison, but it's kind of the story of how Katie was groomed, and it's so gross. It makes me really uncomfortable. Wait, now I just realized I want that to be my pet name from Katie, Sucky Candy. Hunts, well, used to. And he straight up stopped hunting with a rifle. He started only bow hunting because without all that, he said it was too easy. He said there's so many deer, like it's literally an infestation, and they're so fucking stupid that you don't need any of that. Like, it was too easy. It was like shooting fish in a barrel. So he started bow hunting just to add, like, I guess, a challenge. How does that keep the cigar lit? I honestly think it's all about how it's rolled and how it's packed and, like, if it's been in a humidor and shit like that. Um, I've smoked cigars before that stay lit forever. Like, they're wonderful. You can literally sit there and chill with them for hours and a drink. And then I've lit cigars before that you basically have to have a candle next to you and you're just constantly lighting them. I have no idea. I don't know enough. Like, I've had a handful of cigars in my life, celebrations and whatnot, strange times. But he's mystical. I was gonna say, I was actually talking to somebody about this, I think on stream the other day. I don't know. We were talking about like comedy cadence and how there's a lot of comedians out there that like stand up, I guess, and they all kind of. We were talking about Bo Burnham, and I was talking about I just really enjoy his, like, he's kind of the bar for me now. I love his his everything, and I think as a kid, like I was fairly young. I mean, I think like high school or maybe early college when Blue Collar Comedy Tour came out, and I remember watching Ron White, and it was the first time I'd ever kind of recognized that comedians weren't just standing up there freeballing it and just like spitting stories and hoping for a laugh, and that every little, like, how he will say something and right before he takes a sip, he says the punchline, takes a sip, and giggles with the crowd. Like, all of that is so severely planned and it's so timed and it's part of the joke. It's kind of like I remember realizing that, like, my brain and then I started watching, like George Carlin in a different light, I guess. Like, George Carlin was probably the first comedian I was ever exposed to as a kid because my parents really liked him. But I remember like starting to watch comedians in a totally different sense and realizing all of that shit. And there's so many comedians nowadays, like Birbiglia. What is his first name? It's not Mark. Is it Mark Birbiglia? There's a couple real, I mean, fuck, dude, there are some comedians out there. You just watch them, like, they seem awkward and they seem kind of, like, slow or something, but it's all done on purpose. It's fucking genius. They're incredible. Mike Birbiglia, thank you. Yeah. He's one of them, and then there's another comedian. I mix those two up. He has, like, a southern accent. I think he's from Texas. Or he's from I don't remember, but there's another male comedian who is similar, and he talks kind of slow. He's got just a little bit of a drawl, and he just is real monotone. He never expresses, but it's all on purpose, and it adds to the joke. It's fascinating. Ron White kind of is a national treasure. I really enjoy him. Yeah, George Carlin's shit was timed to the fucking second, and I had no idea. And I don't know, I'm sure you've watched that documentary, Glut, that came out about his life. They talk about that, like how he found his rhythm by doing that kind of stuff. Like, not just doing what everybody else was doing, but like sitting down with himself and being like, this is what I think is going to be funny. This is what I'm going to do. And he really fucking rewrote the game, I guess. I don't know how else to say that. He really does fascinate me. He's not the best comedian in the world, but I don't think you have to be the best comedian in the world to be fascinating and be worth what's the word? Learn. I don't remember. Analyzing, I guess. Learning from. Eddie Izzard. Oh my god, yes. Eddie Izzard's another one. I didn't see honestly, I didn't see Eddie Izzard till I was like an adult. And I don't like I'd seen him in them. Them? Do they go by they them these days? I know he fluctuates. They fluctuate between feminine presenting and masculine presenting. I don't remember what their pronouns are, but I'd seen them in multiple films and stuff as a kid, but I had no idea who he was. Like I just them who they were. I did not you know I had no idea they did stand up or anything like that. And then I watched them do stand up and fell in love. Like I don't even remember which stand up it was, but I remember they had some of the most fabulous red nails I've ever seen in my entire life. Like it was literally flawless. It looked like vinyl. Mr. Bean, yep, 100%. And that's another one that was just like, we all thought it was goofing around, right? Margaret Cho, dude, Margaret Cho was another one. Did you watch her? She did not Hot Ones. She did The Last Meal on a Mythical Kitchen or whatever. It's actually really interesting and really touching. I love Steve Hofstetter. He's famous for dealing with hecklers. He created a comedian space here in Pittsburgh where comedians stay overnight for free. That's awesome. When doing shows and a bunch of other stuff, that's really fucking cool. Hi, Bacon. How are you, love? Get some sucky candies. Get some. Another Mitch Hedberg. Obviously. Rest in peace, you silly heroin fuck. What a sad day. Man, I had such a small amount of time to enjoy his material. Fucking sad. Susie Eddie Izzard. Do we know their pronouns? I feel like I'm just mispronouncing them all over the place and I don't want to. Chucky, what a motherfucker. How are you? It's so quiet. We have one more video to watch. I have to pee really bad, and then I owe Knives' story. If you're still here, Knives, I swear to God, I just order of operations, and I'm really slow. I'm really sorry. Puking hurt. I'm just gonna use that as my excuse all day. My stomach feels like I have fucking abs. Cheers.
Period. Hi, Mayo Love. How are you? Holy shit.
Eddie ran 32 marathons in 31 days. So I got the link from Crispy. Hold on, I got a couple things. So the link on I'm glad I'm not the only one that thought that, Chucky. Thank you. Ancient Mesopotamian goddess of love and war and fertility. She is also associated with beauty, sex, divine law, and political power. She was known by the Sumerians and Akkadians, Babylonians, and Assyrians as Ishtar. Oh, I've heard of Ishtar. Her primary title was the Queen of Heaven. Oh, and she was the patron goddess of Iana Temple at the city of Uruk, which was her. Whoa, this is a lot of those words again. That's fucking cool. I love it. I love it. Like history can be really dark, but also I love when people, not use history, utilize history, historical records and facts to smash people's shit fuckness, for lack of a better word. This is the Eddie Izzard tweet. As many people may now well know, I've added the name Susie to my names. So going forward, I'm preferring Susie, but I don't mind Eddie. And I prefer she, her, but I don't mind he, him. So no one can really get it wrong unless they call me Kenneth or Sabrina. I'm remaining Eddie Izzard in public. Thank you, Susie Eddie. Could we love her anymore? We love Eddie, huh? Susie. I had a dog named Susie as a kid. She was a Keys hound. She was precious. I know. Is it trying to take on my earbud, bud? You trying to take my attention? Is your tummy upset? Did we all eat something weird? Are you menstruating? Do you need a Team Peaks? She's a real one. Yeah, legit. Like, I think that's what it is. Isn't it gross that, like, we've gotten to the point that the people that really we look up to that astound us are just being genuine humans, caring about other humans. Like, that's something that stands out, and it, like, shouldn't, if you know what I mean. Like, it should be so common that it shouldn't stand out. But it's like we have to hunt for quality humans these days to just fucking, like, everybody needs people to look up. I think even if you don't know you're doing it, like, we're all looking for people to look up to, people to help create our little person soup on the inside. And it can be really fucking isolating because you just look around and you're like, everything's broken. What is happening? I don't know. It's very alarming sometimes, but I'm with you on that one. Yeah, I have to pee so fucking bad. And then I owe Knives a story about how I was, like, kind of, like, not groomed like a groomer but, like, oh, it's so creepy. We're gonna have to smoke some pot, so load some bowls. Fan of covers like this usually, but this covers, her voice does what her voice. She's got a voice for it. It's pretty well done. No shit. Donna, I kissed my dog. Dog hair all the time. Um, Years ago now. Fuck. No, like 3 years ago. I don't know. When I first moved to Colorado, um, I decided to fucking read the Bible on stream. Long story short, I was raised Catholic, and we were raised like Irish Catholic. My nana was raised in an Irish Catholic orphanage. My parents were raised in a Catholic parochial school, and so we were taught like Latin Catholic, like hard old Catholic. And so I didn't even understand half of what the fuck, mea culpa shit. That wasn't taught Latin. We were just taught to sing Latin. And I got this book called Ken's Guide to the Bible, excuse me. And it's like kind of satirical and funny, but like he helps walk through a lot of the shit in the Bible and helps you skip over like the Psalms and stuff that's not really pertains to the story. It's just songs and stuff and just kind of get the gist of it. But you read the Bible as you go through it. It's kind of like a supplemental thing. And we did it on stream over the course of a year. It was horrible. The book is terrible, in my opinion. Allegedly, it's just terrible. But it was enlightening. It was way enlightening because I mean, just the how do you say it? Like the commonplace things that you're told. Like Jesus says to love thy neighbor. His family tried to push him off a cliff the moment he said that. Like Jesus had two dads. Like you start like the Ezekiel line about like literally there is word for word line in the Bible pertaining to horse semen and donkey cock size. And it's just like people swear on this when they get married and stuff. I mean, the book is literally like murder and bloodshed and baby murder and rape, and women should cover their hair. And if you don't cover your hair, then we're going to cut it off because it's God's glory or some shit. Like it's so fucking if anything like that was published nowadays, people would be like, "Oh, you're a fucking psychopath." Yeah? Like how many times can you get away with claiming a voice in the sky told you to slay thousands of people? How many times? It's so weird. It was so weird to me because it's just nothing that is the commonplace lessons you are taught and why people always say, I just want my kids to go to church because I want them to be good people. Nothing they're taught is actually in that book at all. No shit. The first time that the actual words love and God are used in the same sentence, i.e., God is love, is 17 pages from the end of the Bible. The first time. And that's like the prevailing message. They're all like, oh, God is love. Oh, yeah? What about the first entire book when he's the voice in the sky telling people to fucking murder babies? It's just, pick and choose what you want, I guess. It's very fucking weird. It was weird. It was a weird experience for me. Oh, no shit. You ended up in Catholic school? Oh, I only had to do Catholic school when I was like preschool and elementary school, thankfully. And the only thing that I think really, like, it wasn't a lot of like actual theology. It was just like in a church. The way they taught you how to write is you sat on your left hand, put it behind your back, and sit on it, and it forces you to sit up straight. You literally cannot hunch because it's jacking you back. And then you write like this. And I think I was supposed to be left-handed, but they don't even give you the option. So now I'm like, my handwriting looks really fucked up. I can write with both hands. I do everything else with my left hand. It's really weird. I was baptized Roman Catholic, but went to the Presbyterian church because my Oma was Dutch. I always joke that I'm an RC, a recovering Catholic. I say the same because it's so ingrained in you, the guilt part. Was it Old or New Testament, dude? I don't even. If you teach kids to be tolerant humans rather than Sky Daddy, that's like, I don't have kids, so I feel like my opinion really doesn't count. But I'm gonna say it anyways. I feel like if you need a religious like congregation to make your kids be good people, like maybe you shouldn't have kids. Great timing. Do what feeds your soul. I don't know, man. Like I've heard grown men say, if it wasn't for that Bible and church, I would be a real bad man. And it's like, what? That's the one thing preventing you from being a real bad man? What the fuck? Assess your shit. That's crazy. But I don't have, I don't, I mean, who am I to speak? I don't have kids. But like, you need therapy, bitch. You need therapy. My grandparents were Irish Catholic and my mom went to parochial school and I was baptized Catholic and then later went to the Congregational Church. Not as interested in religion for myself anymore. I just try to be a good person. Me too. And I mean, I just like most of the really religious people I know are just assholes. Which is so shitty, but they really are. They're just assholes. They're judgmental assholes. And like all religion and faith aside, I just don't want to hang out with assholes. I just looked at religion class. Wait, I looked at religion class as any other class at school, and I aced it harder than the rest of the class, who were all Catholic. I was the only non-Catholic. My one teacher rode them hard about that fact. I was the one of the few times my not being Catholic was amusing. My sister went to a Catholic. I have a hair tied across my head, and it's fucking driving me crazy. It's in the wrong side. Oh, you know what? We're just gonna. That's a mess back there. We're not gonna pay attention. Happy 420 and motherfucking cheers. I'm gonna take a big hit and try not to hurt my throat anymore. Because I'm gonna help that story about the groom. I was thinking about it while I was outside with the dogs, like trying to think of the order of events because it's been a very, very long time, but I'm gonna do my best. Unchecked trauma. Oh, hard yeah. Cheers. Right? Like, if it weren't for that there building over there, I'd be a fucking serial killer. What? I'm sorry, what? Okay. Sure. No one's comfortable with any of that. That's crazy. I don't think I was really raised religious. I think my mom, because she was raised in a parochial school, it's that ingrained Catholic guilt. She she's literally said to me because we weren't like in the home and stuff. It wasn't like we didn't pray before meals or anything like that. We didn't pray before bed. We weren't taught that kind of shit. But she still had us go to Catholic church and shit like that with my nana. And our priest was literally an Irish priest. Like he was very hard to understand sometimes. But she the Catholicism is all guilt. Like, it's just based around guilt and fear. And she told me, she was like, I got you kids baptized because my theory was it doesn't hurt to have some dude splash some water on you. And, like, what if I'm wrong and you go to hell if you die? That she was so scared, but she doesn't, like, it's so clear that she doesn't believe in it. But the fear overrides her sense of how ridiculous the water splashing on a baby, saving them from some limbo shit is. It's so weird that you can be, and that's kind of where I am. Like, I'm so cognizant of my brain, but it still is there. Yeah, it's like it literally was a backup plan. She said that to me, and I was like, fuck, dude, that's fucked. And then no shit, when my sister was born, my dad had cancer, was an alcoholic, all this stuff, was dying, and so my mom was basically running a household and a hotel that they owned together alone, and, my sister was born, and so we weren't going to church every day. I think I'd already been kicked out of church for asking why Jesus was white, and well, not kicked out. They called my mom to tattle on me. My mom pulled me out. She was like, "Fuck that." And so she called the Catholic Church and was like, "I just had a baby. Will you guys baptize her?" And they were like, "Yeah." And then called her back the next day and were like, "Just kidding. We want to put 2 of our congregational members in your home and have them stay there for months to make sure you lead a Catholic life." Like, they wanted to put strangers in our house. And my mom was like, "Fuck that." She called the Lutheran church in town. The Lutheran church was like, we'll baptize your baby." And they splashed water on my sister. So technically my sister's Lutheran, but my mom, like, that's how far the fear went. My mom just wanted some old dude in a robe to splash water on my baby sister. Like, it's crazy. And my mom is an educated medical professional. She was an administrator for a huge hospital in Seattle for many years. Like, all faults aside, she is an intelligent human being. It's wild how deep-seated that shit is. It's a very nonsensical, hysterical backup, and she knows it. That's the gross part. I was forced to go to an all Polish speaking church. I had no idea what the fuck they were saying, and that was ours. It was Latin. Latin or a guy with an Irish accent that I couldn't understand. I had a Baptist friend in college and chatted about original sin, which still to this day makes no sense to me. It's just women hating. That's my theory. I have no reference for this. I was raised pagan, so non-offensively meant, why put up with that? It's in the way that we all are, like, raised not to murder people, and you, like, inherently know that's evil. That's the way you feel towards eating meat on a Friday or not going to church or not getting your kids baptized. It's that level of visceral, instinctual fear towards it because it's literally the moment you're born. I mean, you're literally splashed on when you're born, and then they put you in Sunday school, and then you go through confirmation and and then you're eating the cookie and drinking blood, and like you're such a sponge when you're a kid. You know, the first like 2 to 3 years of your life literally establishes who you're going to be the rest of your life, and whatever the fuck is present, it's so I can't explain it. It's not like putting up with it. That's the way it is. And then there's a word for it. It's like deprogramming your brain to not think that's the way it is anymore. Is so hard. It's like rewriting your personality almost. It's very, very like there's a lot of people who people who are like part of, fundamentalist Christian, like really, really intensive, crazy stuff. They go to like therapy, like actual deprogramming therapy counseling to try to rewrite their brains. They're the kind of people that don't do anything but hold hands before they get married, and they let the pastor choose who they're going to get married to and all that stuff. Hi, hate. How are you, love? Have a good lurk, dear. Don't babies who get baptized have to wear a dress in the Catholic faith? Yes, no shit. So usually you would have a baptismal gown, which is like, I don't know what actually the history of that I'd love to look up. I don't know. But it's like a dress that's 3 times as long as the baby. I mean, the baby's just got like this thing of silk white shit coming off of it. And then you like splash some water on the baby or whatever. I think it's supposed to represent purity or some shit like that. But my biological dad, also raised very Catholic and shit, but by that time raging alcoholic, very atheist, hated the world, distrust. This is what happens when you just end up on drugs. But the moment I was baptized, he walked me, like literally carried my infant body across the street to a bar, and my baptismal photos are on a bar stool in a bar. My mom has them. It's great. Rednecks. Am I right? Makes the baby look like a ghost. It really does. It's very weird. People get God and religion confused. I think God's a bit too hip to join any of his unauthorized fan clubs. Dude, facts. I was a jerk to my Catholic friends as a kid during Lent. I'd be the one with pepperoni on my pizza while they all had plain. My mom let us pick what we abstained from. I have no idea, Prometheus. I mean, the whole theory behind baptism is like it washes away the sin of the sex that the parents did to make the baby. That's the original sin, which is nonsensical and stupid in my opinion. Virginity is a stupid concept in my opinion, but I won't go there. But I like if you don't baptize your baby and they die before something, what is it? Before they're a concerning human or something like that, then they go to limbo where like they just blow around and like I don't know. It's weird. Like why would you ever buy into any god that punishes babies for being born and not getting water splashed on them by a man in a dress. Like, speaking of, I saw a really funny meme the other day, and it showed 3 different, like, Catholic, like, it was a cardinal, a priest, and whatever, all the different titles, all in their, like, robes and their hats, and all it said was, "The only men I'm afraid to have my children around in dresses." And I fucking died. Dude, right? Worst afterlife, like, just babies blowing around your face, like, oh, shit. Zombie. Thank you so much for some of the class, keeping the class alive and giving us that Prime sub. I fucking appreciate you. Don't forget your Prime subs. Bezos makes billions. Get hit in the face with, like, fetuses. Oh, my God. I don't mean to... Dude, Pond, this is an open forum, man. I don't think anyone here... I think people here, if anyone here is religious in any way, shape, or form, that in our community, I would say as a whole, that they are... What's the word? They are, not confident. I'm sorry. My brain is so stupid today. Comfortable. They're comfortable enough in their beliefs and their belief system that nothing we say is gonna shake it or make them like, oh. You know what I mean? What is the word for that? Because I don't hate on anyone for being religious or like believing in a spiritual anything. It's when you go and try to push it on other people that I got a problem. Like, leave people the fuck alone. Or when you start trying to manipulate the Bible and use that as a thing. Because that book literally has lines about semen and horsecocks fucking them. That book is why. It's smut. It's murder smut. That's all it is. I don't mean to offend anyone if I do. Sorry if I do. But to me, religion is like super intense fantasy fiction without the entertainment. No, it totally is. I agree. Yeah. No, I agree. I'm just seeing the ghost from Pac-Man. Oh my God, though. That'd be way cooler. My mother's Catholic. I bet she'd love it here. Really? And that's what insecure. The word I was looking for is secure. Thank you. Yes. I think most of the people, if not everybody in our community that has a spiritual background or a spiritual preference as today, like as of right now, they are secure enough in their faith and their beliefs that I'm not going to shake them by saying something funny or by saying my own opinion. You know what I mean? I think of limbo as a spiritual NICU with the spirits of nurses taking care of them forever. Oh my God, that's a way better way to think of it. I like that. They would deserve that if it was real. We'll also not say anything to directly hurt you. Yeah, I'm religious. It's impossible to offend me. As it goes, Jesus was a good dude. His followers tend to mess it up. Exactly. We were just talking about that earlier. I don't know if you were here right when I got back from break, but we were talking about how Jesus says like love thy neighbor, and we read the Bible a few years ago on stream just for funsies because I was raised like Irish Catholic with the Latin and I had no idea what the fuck I was taught. And his family quite literally tries to push him off a cliff right after he says that because the whole town is like, "Oh my God, what? Be nice to like every yeet skis." It was crazy, but I mean, like you're right. Like there are a lot of good people. They're usually slaughtered or maimed in some horrific way or ostracized or etc. It's like Santa Claus, but really serious. I've said that before. People get real weird about that one, but I don't see the difference. What up, music? How are you? Okay, I gotta tell the story before Knives isn't on lunch anymore. Okay, I owe this. So, long, long ago, this is totally, like, this is like a history lesson on Katie's, fucking streaming career, I guess. It makes me really uncomfortable because it's just so weird to realize and think about. But when I first started streaming, this is totally off topic, but I have to, otherwise I'll forget. It's literally been like an hour. The order of events is weird, but basically, I started streaming because ESO was coming out and I wanted to see if ESO was any good. So I went to Twitch and I watched the top streamers playing it. They had like thousands of viewers and they were so fucking boring. These 2 people, it was a couple, and they literally just, yeah, yeah, for hours. It was crazy. And I had like a very kind of self-inflated thought, like, I could do better than that. That's fucking boring. And ESO was an online game and I had no friends because I was just getting out of school, 9 years of college. Like, I had nothing except a medical brain at that point. So I was like, fuck. Well, maybe if I streamed a little bit, I could find some friends to play this game with. So that's how I started streaming, not by watching Twitch. So after I started streaming, I was like, this is daunting. And literally for weeks, if not months, when I first started streaming, the only person that would come to my chat every day was a person whose name was like Skinhead something. And he would literally, or they, I don't fucking know. I think he said he was a he. I don't fucking remember. It's been 8 years. No shit. It's been a while. But he would just argue with me about how white people were the superior race. I'm not kidding. But because I had never participated in Twitch or Justin TV at that time, I didn't even know you could ban people as a streamer. I didn't know what mods were. I didn't know what bots were. I knew nothing. Literally, I went to Walmart in the middle of the night, bought a cheap ass webcam, plugged it in, and went live. That was it on a laptop. Like, it was rough. We were rough for a bit, guys. Let me tell you, we've come a long way. For as rough as we are today, we've come a fucking long way. But anyways, this is important because this like leads into this dude. So, like getting frustrated, I started, lurking in other streams, just like trying to watch Twitch streams, like figure out what the fuck is going on. Is everyone dealing with this? Like, does everyone argue with a skinhead every day? Like, what the fuck is my problem? And I played Skyrim mostly. ESO hadn't come out yet. And I literally built my very first PC because I wanted a quote unquote Skyrim machine. I'd been playing the fuck out of Skyrim on my Xbox. And I was part of like the Skyrim Reddit subreddit, and everybody would post these screenshots of their PC Skyrim shots before mods or anything. And it was just so much crisper, so much fucking prettier. And if you guys remember when Skyrim came out, like we already were blown away on console. It was very beautiful, but on PC it was so much better. And so I went to Fry's and literally went in there and found a salesperson who was like, help me build a Skyrim machine. And the first person I found walked me to an AMD graphics card. And I was like, just kidding. And I just walked away and found a different salesperson who was like, build me a Skyrim machine. And he didn't take me to the AMDs. The AMDs weren't good at the time. Again, that was like 9 years ago at this point. That was a bit ago. So literally got a cart and he just started loading the cart. I had a list, obviously. Like I didn't walk in there that much of an idiot. I had a list of everything to build a PC, but I went in there and he helped me pick all the parts and everything. So much money, holy fucking shit. But I didn't even know what Newegg was. Like I was so like school basically checked me out of life. Like I feel like I checked out of reality for 9 years. I just missed music and movies and media and like the world because you live it. If you've ever done an intense, I mean, I'm just bad at school, so I feel like no matter what I had done in school would have been that intense for me. I'm not a good test taker. I don't know. I'm just terrible at school. So no matter what I would have done, it probably would have been intense. But I just like blacked out for 9 years. So I didn't know what Newegg was. I had no idea you could like buy all this stuff online way cheaper. So I bought all that. It was like $2,500 or something. It was disgusting. Went home, pulled up Linus Tech Tips, and sat there and would like pause it, do exactly what he did, play it, pause it, followed his little build a PC verbatim, and started streaming Skyrim. And then I basically just was like, I guess I'll look at other Skyrim streamers. Like Skyrim was still fairly popular. Like there was no more than like, I think the top Skyrim streamer had like 500 viewers or something like that. It wasn't like thousands or anything, but it was still pretty. I mean, I think it is today. They're on fucking like Apple Watches at this point. Um, and I found this streamer, and he was just like a middle-aged dude who was just like really down to earth, really chill, had a really, really calming voice. And he played a lot of Skyrim, and he was fucking funny. He was actually doing like a 365 actual real days in Skyrim stream run, and it was hilarious. It was actually pretty fucking entertaining. And so I've never been the type. How do I say this? I'm social, but I feel very uncomfortable just walking up to a random person out of nowhere and being like, hey, would you want to talk and socialize and maybe be my friend? And I didn't understand like the atmosphere, like the culture or atmosphere of Twitch or the live chatness of it. Like I did not chat for the longest time. I just was like, I don't know what the stipulations are. Like the lingo, kappa, like sip, like all the shit, the ancient, gasm stuff. I had no idea what any of that meant. So when I was watching chat in a chat that actually had like multiple people talking to each other, not just a skinhead arguing with the streamer all day, this language, it was like literally a different world to watch. It was beyond texting language. It was something else. And I felt so fucking out of it. And I don't even remember how I started talking, but I started eventually talking, and the streamer, he was really, really, really social. Like he was really good at reading chat, which is probably kind of where I leaned my values as a streamer because I enjoyed that. I like, when people talk. I guess. I don't know, but he was really good at that. He was real good at he had like 300 to 500 people watching him at a time, and he could follow chat easily and talk to everybody. It was really cool. And so he started like talking back to me in chat and everything, and he found my stream and he actually directed a Twitch staffer to my chat who witnessed me daily arguing with this fucking skinhead. And he was like, "Hey, like, you don't seem like an idiot. Do you need me to mod for you?" And I'm like, "What's that?" No clue. I did not know what any of the swords or anything, like anything meant on Twitch at fucking all, like at all. And it was very basic back then. I had no idea. So his name was Izzle, I say, unfortunately, a few years ago. He took his own life. It's fucking just life, man. It really gets down on a lot of people and it really got him. But he was literally my fucking angel. He built me Ankbot. He literally wrote Ankbot for me back in the day when I had my original Ankbot. He got rid of the skinhead. He helped me mod some good people, like some good staff people that would come in now and then, or some other partners or something like that. Like he really set up my stream. And so once I started figuring that stuff out, then that other streamer started coming back to my chat a lot. And he wasn't tight with Izzle, like they didn't know each other, but this other streamer had been around since the dawn of time, since like Justin TV. So he was just in touch with people, like I guess. And he started coming to my stream a lot, and he was like, you know, you've really got a hang of this. Like, I could really help you clean up your stream. Like, just give you some little overlay things. And long story short, we started chatting on like, was it Teams? It was pre-Discord, but there was video, and I don't fucking remember what we used because he would help me like with shit on my PC. He really did help me. Like, he helped me with OBS. He helped me with the resolution of my stream. It probably was Skype. I'm thinking it might have been Skype. It's been so long. I think it was Skype. Yeah, I think it was Skype. And so we would Skype, and I would like, you know, do the remote thing so he could get into my OBS, and I could see everything he was doing. And he was a very like and I don't think he had malicious intent to this day, but again, groomed. Who knows? I was manipulated. We'll get there. This is such a long, weird story. There's so many details that I feel like are pertinent, probably because I feel so gross about it. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. So he started helping me, and we started hanging out in Discord, or not Discord, in Skype and chatting and stuff. And it would only be like an hour here and there. But after a while, you know, there was nothing else to do on my OBS. Like, it was fine. All the resolution, everything, sound was fine, blah, blah, blah. And so we just started, like, casually, like, he would start casually chatting about life stuff. And I remember very, very specifically him asking a question along the lines of, how's your relationship? He knew I had a boyfriend. My boyfriend, literally, we were in college together, and we had a tiny little apartment together, and his desk was, like, behind me, like, off to the corner. So, like, if my camera was turned just, like, a millimeter, you could see, like, his shoulder. He was there all the time. Small house, small little apartment. And he said something like that, and I was like, that's a weird question. Like, we had never breached personal life stuff. I knew nothing about him. I didn't know his real name. I knew nothing. He knew nothing about me. Like, we never really breached that. This song is really going. This is a good song. Never really breached that before, but, like, I think nothing. I'd never had any red lights, red flags go off or anything like that. I'm such a customer service brainwashed person that like I am conditioned to just give to people I deem like my elders that are wiser than me. Like, you ask me anything and I'll just like, sure, yes, here. I have no like trust, whatever. I don't know, broken inside. And so we just started talking like that, and my boyfriend at the time was like, this guy just wants to like talk to you. Like, you realize that, right? Like, he's not helping you anymore. I'm like, yeah, but we do talk about Twitch stuff. Like, he knows stuff. We did not. Like, I thought we did. We always started talking about Twitch stuff, and then it would always divulge into like personal life stuff, whatever. But it essentially, what he was doing was establishing like a false parasocial relationship with me to give me something to value that wasn't really there. And what I don't remember, because it has been a really long time, and I'm Swiss cheese, but I did really enjoy his stream. And his stream was like right in the middle of the day. And I've told you guys this before, like, I started streaming while I was studying for my clinical boards. So I would stream every day from like 8 to 5, something like that, and just like talk and play Skyrim and hang out. And he streamed like right in the middle of my stream somewhere. And I would literally end my stream, raid him with my stream to watch his stream. I was like, "Oh, I really wanna go watch Blank's stream." And then I would restart up my stream afterwards, and he would just end his. He would go raid some bigger streamer or something like that. And I was so, like, such a fucking I just knew nothing. I knew nothing. I didn't know the raid culture. I didn't know any of that. And I didn't realize what he was doing, but he had, like, a farm of streamers who were, like, new, very green, didn't really understand the atmosphere, but were very, like, to this day, you all know a few of them, actually. They're very successful. He recognized that, and he would groom them to stream during these prime hours for their time zone. And then, but he would pre-establish this personal relationship and, like, we're friends, da da da, so that they would also literally raid his stream. He was farming streamers to build his community with raids. And we were manipulated into thinking we were getting something out of this. Like, this was a two-way friendship. This wasn't like a farming of humans. I don't know how else to word that. And I can't even tell you when I realized that. But I did at some point. I was like, this is fucking weird. And I eventually just started to slowly kind of drift. Yeah, it was very ew. It makes me feel ew that I didn't see this. Like, I had or just gone through 9 years of medical school. Like, I'm not a stupid person. Anybody can get fucking manipulated. It's creepy. But I mean, I never got a creepy vibe. He never hit on me, ever. I never got, like, any of that. If that was, like, none of that. It was just, like, he feigned interest and care. If that makes sense. It was so weird. But anyways, I slowly started to kind of drift away, and he was like, he would send me these long ass, like, messages on Discord or something at that point that were like, your stream has come so far, and it's just such a beautiful honor to know that I was in any way a tiny part of that, and da 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 da. Like, once every couple of months, I would get these messages, and it was his way of, like, still maintaining this connection. And this went on for quite a long time, where I just like, I'm not very good at confrontation, and he really didn't do anything personally to me. I just saw the behavior and was like, I want to get the fuck out of this before that goes any further. Like, I really enjoy streaming, and I feel like I can do it without this. Like, he wasn't doing anything, but, like, I literally was doing it without him. So, like, fuck that shit, right? And he started, like, very desperately, like, coming to my channel, writing these long diatribes, da 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 da. And then I think, like, a year goes by, a little bit over a year, and, like, he had a Discord. Discord had what existed at this point, and his Discord started lighting off for the first time in literally over a year. I just started seeing notifications, and all the community was in there talking, but not this particular person. And it was just super weird because he hadn't streamed. Like, his stream just went away. He went away, all this stuff. And I wasn't really paying attention anymore, so I didn't really realize it when it went down that he went away. And ended up going in the Discord and just kind of, like, lurking. And the prevailing theory is that he owned a business of some kind and was involved in some major racketeering and tax fraud and or tax evasion. Which, like, I think fits with the personality characteristics of a manipulative groomer type human to also try to heavily abuse and utilize a system. Like, the business he owned was a charity for children. Like, it was, like, not a charity, but, like, a business that helped get computers to children in need, stuff like that, something. And he was hiding behind this facade of good guy, but, like, rolling in some really dirty shit. And then that's, like, the stuff that there's proof of, and then there's a lot of other stuff that you're just like. And just to bring it full circle, in that we were just talking about religion, he was a Mormon from Utah, so I don't know if that had anything to do with anything, but he's in jail now. He's just in jail. Like, that's all. No one has heard from this person since. And he was just a dude, like, in his 50s, maybe. Like, just a dude. It's so fucking weird. No, super narcissistic. Very, 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 very much so. It was so, and it's so gross because it's so gross to me that someone could see my weakness like that. Well, like, when the weakness of someone to, like, he never did anything to me. Like, how can I be mean? How can I justify, like, I don't want to be your friend anymore because I get icky feelings? Like, how do you do that? Now I'm very comfortable doing that because I'm very familiar with internet culture and internet shit fuckery. But, like, at the time, I just had no idea. I wish I could watch Twitch jail. That'd be sick. You can get away with a lot, but they'll get you on taxes. Oh, yeah. I think that's where they got him heavy big time. Yeah. Grooming people won't get you, but the IRS will. Yeah, that's the gross part is, like, it wasn't a sexual grooming. It wasn't, like, something like that. It was, and I don't know, like, how far it would have gone in terms of, like, using my community to build his or, like, what the fuck ever. I've also, like, at one other time, I did this was years later, but I did get invited into a stream team and left it promptly. Like, within 3 months, I realized that this was a streamer farm. It's basically one big streamer and streamers around my size, all, like, 10 of us, and the big streamer will be like, raid me and I'll raid you. It's a back and forth, and then we'll all grow equally, right? But that streamer never ever raids any of the 10 people on the stream team, like that kind of shit. That stream team still exists. Very creepy. But a lot of people do that, and it's sad to me that I'm very happy that I was at least able to recognize it eventually. I feel very bad for people that, like, literally never recognize it. I don't I don't know what to do. Like, no one can tell you because you think this person cares about you and you care about them and you think you're in a friendship or something like that. Like, it's fucked up. Seen people from Utah being cult leaders and shit, dude. Well, I think Utah and Colorado, grotesquely, part of northern Colorado where Bobird um, is where the branch off fundamentalist Mormons, when the Mormon church was like, you know what, we're really not going to participate in, like, the official Mormon church officially stated, I should say, allegedly in their opinion, that they're no longer going to fuck kids or marry multiple wives. There was a sect of them that was like, the Bible says the only way to heaven is to have like 10 wives that are 12. So they settled in like outer skirts of Utah and northern Colorado. So you'll see a shit ton of creepy ass. And they're still there. Like, there's footage. It's so gross. That's how they caught Capone. Yeah, exactly. Taxes, right? You never heard that one? It's not a fun one. It makes me feel gross because I remember feeling like I had a friend and going to feeling like, oh, I don't have a friend. It was weird. It was a weird, like, and I've never, like, been good at making friends, so it was just weird. I don't know. It was weird. Makes me feel kind of gross. Feign the illusion of getting something if you do this. Yeah, literally. It's very bizarre. I had an experience with that. I was groomed too, but I got out early because I saw it and nobody else did. And now he runs a stream team that is supposed to help smaller streamers. Maybe he'll go to jail too. Bad people get what's coming to him more often than not. Northern Arizona, southern Utah. Some of them fled to Mexico also. Oh, really? Damn it. Well, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. What a beautiful area for them to settle and do their polygamous nonsense, huh? I've always been able to read people's energy vibes and see behind the lines. And that's in real life. I feel like now I've got, like I was saying, like the culture and how do you say it? Like, there's something to be said. IRL. Why? No, stop it. IRL, in person, I feel like I've got a real good judge of character. Like, my gut goes off and I trust that bitch. My gut is right every single time. If I get an icky feeling around someone, I go away. But, like, learning how to do that over text takes a while, and I wasn't born into texting. Like, I didn't have a cell phone until I was in high school, and it didn't text. Like, it had Snake. So, I feel like that was something I kinda had to, like, adapt and learn how to read into that, and not just solely because for me, I've always really relied on, like, body language and facial expressions and, like, just the little bits of someone's face that aren't moving or are moving while they're talking. Shit like that. Like, that kind of manipulative behavior, that's all deleted when you're just chatting on the internet, but there is something to be said about the way people speak. And I mean, honestly, you would think it would be easier to hide who you are via text, but the fact that you have to type something out, reread it, and hit enter, like, you have so many chances to change what you said, and the fact that people still say the things they say is pretty fucking phenomenal. Like, when you say it, it's just out, but, like, you had so many moments to, like, not hit enter. Wild. There's a show on Discovery Plus that I've seen clips on TikTok where people are getting smuggled out of that type of shit. Yes. And that's the sad part, David. That's why it still exists, is the people that are still in it will claim to this day, like, none of it's true. Even though all the escapees are like, yeah, they're marrying kids. They have books that show naked children. Like, it's disgusting. Uh, because the women in it are like, everything's fine and we're all so happy. Oh, Jesus. They can't do anything. It's so fucked up. Do I text now? Rarely. I'm bad at it, honestly. The typos are just nonsensical. Some people are just oblivious, and it's easier to be brave, stupid behind a keyboard because there is a disconnect. That's probably the anonymity of it. You had so many moments to not hit enter, and you still did. Wild. You can absolutely quote that. Yeah, I think about that a lot. The things people type, like in just, I mean, I feel like I don't get as much as most people. Like, there's a lot of people that just get some nasty shit said at them. I feel like my personality deters a lot. Like, maybe I'm intimidating. I hope so. I don't know. But I still get a lot of shit. Like, people send me hate mail and kill yourself mail and shit like that. And it's just, that's my overbearing thought the whole time. The smallest message, the longest message is like, so many minutes you had. Like, not send that. Jesus camp, yeah. That is one of the scariest things I've ever seen in my life. Yep. I find it satisfying to type something out I'd really like to say and then delete it. Me too. You know what I used to, like when I was a youthful younger streamer and I used to get a shit ton of fucking just twats in my chat coming in to say horrible racist words or something, is I would usually, right before blocking them or banning them, say, hey, unplug your keyboard and get a new hobby. Because you can type anything you fucking want if your keyboard's unplugged. And then you can just be like, it felt so good to type this. And then none of us had to experience your nonsense. It's great. Just unplug it. Or just like have an unplugged keyboard at your desk and be like, I don't fucking know. Jerk off. That usually makes me feel better. Fuck. Knives, thank you so much for gifting a sub to Psycho. Psycho, use bubbles to the highest order. Go forth and be consensual in all the ways, you silly fuck. It's not like no one watched Bambi or Kingdom of Heaven. Because those are related. I mean, you're right, but like... That's what I do now. But it took me a while too. To learn that it's the people behind those keyboards are like 12-year-olds who are desperate for attention, and their parents didn't teach them how to get positive attention. So the only way they know to get attention is to go into someone's chat on the internet and spew something that is so foul, they know people will react to it. And the way you deter it is by like not reacting. Just bye-bye. We ain't got time. We're fucking foul enough without your slanderous bullshit. You know, like, I'm already atoning for a lot of sins. Get the fuck out. This is your inner gamer speaking. I'm directing higher levels of rage. Maybe you should reduce this amount of killing monsters in hordes. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep. Wait, sound going off? Wait, is that the internet sound? It made me think that's the internet sound, and I hate that. You know the internet sound. Knives, same. I mean, I think that's a big, I don't know what that is. I've met a lot of people, and I'm sure you have too. The kind of people who feel like they have to just fill dead air. Like, if they have nothing to say, they'll just fabricate things to say. Because they can't sit in it. It's bizarre. I've known so many people, and I think it gets into, like, if they have icky thoughts, like, they're just gonna start spewing that shit. But there's some people that just can't sit. Like, I can't sit still, but I can be quiet for days at a time. I don't have to talk. If I have nothing that I deem is worthy of stealing someone else's minutes of their life to tell them, I'm good. Yes, even negative attention is attention. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I wanted to play some Diablo today. I just really had to tell that story because Knives redeemed it with points, and I just will forget. Swiss cheese. It's an outlet for their negative emotions that they can't turn positive through maybe a good day of introspection. I mean, man, you know what? My dad got us a punching bag. I feel like there are ways to help your kids are gonna have rage in their body, whether it's hormonal or otherwise. There are ways to help kids have a healthy outlet, healthy in quotations, like, but all kids have it. Like, I've never met a kid that's not angry in my life. They're all pissed. Like, every kid from the age of, like, 9 until you're, like, 25, it's just it's like an era of, "Oh, everyone lied to me, and nothing is the way you told me it was gonna be." You're gonna be fucking pissed off. Every kid needs an outlet. Like, leaving them their own devices, they're just gonna get weird outlets. Like, stop it. I wasn't on Twitch because I was at my mom's, but oh, no, totally. We were just fucking around in it like, I will always prioritize chat over any game because a game will always be there, and you guys probably have shit to do. You have lives to lead. So if you guys are interesting, like, I'll sit here and be playing and just space out. So I just like yesterday was like David and Psycho and David and Psycho, and there were a few other people that joined, and I would just like, if my group isn't full, like, you can just join me and fucking frolic around and slaughter things. As long as I don't miss any story, like, I don't feel like I have to be there to kill anything specifically. Like, I'm not like that. Like, I just harvest dead bodies. You know what I'm saying?
It's perfect timing for a Hail Satan. Or Lilith, whatever.
It's also weird how the human brain attaches onto negative things way easier than positive things. It is. I fight against that instinct. That was something I realized, like, in my mid-20s, Rod. I realized that I think I read it in a book, like a quote along the lines of, a person will never remember the way you looked or what you wore or any of that nonsense, but they will always remember the way you made them feel. Always. And that has fucking like, I don't think I've ever before that, it wasn't like I was leaving people with negative feelings, but I think about that now, like, it's facts. It's so resonant with me for some reason. And I think that's why, because a lot of people, they don't go out of their way to make you feel good, but it's really easy to just accidentally, I didn't mean to, make someone feel bad. And so when that strong of an emotion happens, that's the only thing you have to correlate with that person. Like, it's like a stain in your head. In my gaming group back in the past, we used to joke that we had to raise our minds up to the gutter level. My mom used to say I was born in the gutter. It's so funny how an understanding of psychology could tell so much about these people. Imagine them sending a dumb message and us telling them their life story and crying because they're so predictable. No shit. There's an article written about me on like, some news Dextero or whatever. It's like an online news article website, whatever, trash website. I don't know. They post stuff about streamers. There was actually an article written about me years ago because I went off on a troll and said all that. I went psychology mom on them. It was bad, but the clip doesn't exist anymore because of the great clipping when everybody had to delete everything because of music and all that nonsense, but the article is still up. It was weird. It was weird to know that people had eyes on me, like, in that way. But I went off. I was just like, get a hug from your mom. Is it my fault no one loved you hard enough? Probably not. Bye-bye. Like, it was bad. I don't remember what I said verbatim, but I was pissed. I was in a mood. I didn't say anything bad. I just straight up went on him, like, you know. I psychologied him a little. It was me. It was harsh. Watching the clip back, I was like, oh, bitch. Oh, bitch. But I don't even remember what they said. Probably something terrible. Jack, thank you so much for summoning the class. Keeping the class alive and giving any swings. That's 2 fucking babies.
We feast upon the flesh. I appreciate you. Weirdest thing, Will?
Nope. Weirdest thing. Did my?
No.
Okay. Weirdest thing is that the people that never had hardship or setbacks, basically nothing bad, and they get depressed, and most people need problems to be happy. Perspective is big. Perspective. I think that's also, there's something with people. Oh, that emote is horror knives. People love to compare. You ever notice that? Like, I do that with myself. Not like comparing, but like, I will minimize my emotional pain or whatever because I'll tell myself, like, someone else is suffering. Someone else has it so much worse. Mine doesn't matter. And some people will do it the other way. And it's like, why do we do, like, how do you, that doesn't even make sense. None of that makes sense. It was glorious. Thank you for celebrating me. Cheers. Rod, I struggle with that every fucking day, and I think I will my whole life, but it sounds so stupid, but my therapist, I think it was my therapist. I don't remember. Someone gave me this advice years ago, and I've literally I attempt, and I think the fact that I try every day says something, even if maybe I don't succeed every day. But I attempt every day to follow this advice that I don't know where I heard it, but I think it was a therapist. I don't know. But they said your head hears everything your mouth says. Even if you think you're being funny or you think you're just being self-deprecating or whatever, your brain still logs it, and you say it enough times, you'll start to believe your own bullshit. Like, subconsciously. And so I try not to say, like, I hate myself. Like, that was, and I don't, when I say that, I'm usually not going through an existential crisis where I'm really thinking about how I feel about myself. It's usually like I stubbed my toe on a book I left on the floor. You know what I'm saying? For some reason, or something like that. Like, it's something I did, and I'll just outburst. Oh, I fucking hate myself. Why am I like this? I literally, like, if I catch myself doing that, I apologize to myself out loud. And I don't know, I feel like maybe it's done a little bit. Like, I'm not a huge fan of myself, but I don't actively hate myself as much anymore. I don't know if it's working, but like, maybe. Oh, oh shit, is that the quote from it? Oh. While her oh, it's weird to read this. While her incredible rant may have gone viral and given her channel more attention than hitting the front page of Twitch, Katie's outburst might just be the warning calls that some viewers need to see before trying to take her on. It's so mean. The streamer continued on, taking shots at some of the growing troll comments, asking if I'm trans. Oh, that's what it was. That's why I went off. Asking if I'm trans. Am I trans? Sure I am. Then added, am I gay? Fuck yeah, I'm a boy. My spirit dick is bigger than you could ever imagine. Fucked your mom with it last night. She screamed to God. You're welcome. Who talks like this? Oh man. Same, Donna. That's I hard same. Yes. I've dealt with the same things in terms of like friends of mine will lose loved ones, but they won't want to tell me. Like, they're hurting and they just want to talk to someone about it. They won't tell me because I know I've had a lot of very close family die. And I'm like, that that doesn't mean I don't want to be there for you in every way, shape, or form. Like, I fucking love you. What? Like, there's no comparing tragedy or trauma or anything like that. Shit's crazy. I did go off. I did go off. But I was pissed. Katie's a bitch. You better watch it. Timon, it's true. You gotta be kind to yourself. It's true. It was ages ago, Donna. It's a website who they write articles about like Twitch drama and YouTube drama and like stuff going down. And I was doing nothing special. But you know, I guess I was at the edge and someone came into my chat and decided to be like I really took a risk, let's be honest. 9 times out of 10, if someone pops into chat and says, "Are you trans and or are you a boy?" the next thing that's going to come out of their little fingy tips is going to be an ugly statement. But I normally don't go off immediately. I usually will be like, "I'm going to give you another chance to start a conversation with me." And then I wait and then I'll go off. But I think I was so like on that tipping edge that all they said was like, "Are you trans?" or something like that, and I'm so fiercely protective of my trans community that I just like right off that. And someone clipped it and they found it and wrote an article about it. I don't know. That they just do this. They just find it. Us, we talk like this. I'm so grateful for it cuz man. Yeah, and yeah, now we just insta nuke. Like, we don't I mean, That wasn't that long ago, but I definitely wasn't at the point yet where I would just ban someone right out. Like, I would still, because again, I think that was just the culture of the internet. I thought, you know, well, maybe they just didn't mean to say that horrible thing. They did. No, they do. There's too many chances between the typing and the enter and the thought that you don't get chances after that. That's just, even if you were joking, we don't do trans jokes. Shut the fuck up. Ricky Gervais is banned. Ooh, RS11, fuck yeah, loadable. Reload for 420. And then I just want to run one more ad to get it out of the way, and then I just want to play some Diablo. It's fun. If you guys didn't watch, it's actually like for a top down. And I'm not saying top downs are normally ugly, but you guys know top downs is normally, you got a tiny little character on your screen, you can't really see anything. It's fucking gorgeous. The game is so gorgeous. Your character, you can see so much fucking detail on your character. They've really, like, aside from the actual top-down view, like, I would never call it a top-down. It's so fucking gorgeous. Thank you for the biddies, Taco. I am the anti-troll. That's how I feel. And then those who know nothing about you take it word for word. Exactly. And that's the other thing. I think my mods and I a long, long, long time ago kind of came to like an unspoken realization that like I'd rather just ban someone who thought it'd be cute to make an anti-trans joke, anti-LGBTQ, blah, 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 so on and so forth. An offensive, stupid, racist joke, whatever you want to put there. It's better off just to ban them than to have any of that shit even in the chat. Because I know that even if it's not my stream where I feel very responsible for what's going on, seeing that kind of language makes me feel gross. And I don't want anyone to feel gross here. Like, if I can't, unless we're telling gross stories about, like, butts and stuff. Like, that level of gross where, like, the pit of your stomach drops out because that's not a word you normally see published in written language because gross. You know what I mean? Alchemy, my love, we are no nonsense, and I like it. And anyone who thinks being trans is an insult doesn't belong here. Dude, I have to read this whole thing. This is so fucking poignant. We have so many trans community members. Them coming in and asking that is them insulting you in their minds. And anyone who thinks being trans is an insult does not belong here.
Period. Amen. Hallelujah.
Couldn't have said it fucking better myself. Pre-cheers to that. I couldn't agree harder. Seriously. When I was younger, I was always the one that people confessed to, never the confessor. I was the helper, the listener. I kind of was the same, but I never felt like I don't think as a kid, like my family's not a touchy-feely, like let's talk about our feelings kind of family. So I never had the craving to divulge. Like to this day, divulging doesn't make me feel better. Like I don't seek out help from other people or other sources where I think a lot of people like they were raised with like supportive parents and people to fall back on. So like they look for that. And I'm glad to be here for that. Like I'll be a tree. Let's go. Donna, I agree. I would 100% agree with that. That's literally, I would say that's my one qualm about any game that doesn't allow me to do that. I like having full fucking control of view and everything. And what's funny is I can remember when I think it was Halo. I think Halo was the very first game I ever played where I played on a controller where you literally had to use both joysticks and one was to look like around and one was to move. And I remember playing it for the very first time being like, this is horrible. Why would anyone do this? This is so like how do I control this? I very clearly remember sitting on my floor in my basement like, how? It's thanks to the stream that I know what FUPA means. Isn't that amazing? The medical term's panis. You're welcome. I was just trying to open Diablo before and accept the friend request before we take a break, just so it's up. Okay. Oh my god. I'm pro the double bang for Alk. Thank you for that follow. Welcome. People have let me good lord, have let me on so often that essentially become a take care of it myself kind of person. That's like, I didn't realize that until I was an adult because I've had, like, partners and friends before that get seriously offended that if I go through something tough in my life that I don't reach out. They're like, "I thought we were friends. Why didn't you ask for help?" And it's like, that's not even a thought that occurs to me. And, like, exploring that with my therapist, that's what happens to kids who don't have anyone to ask for help when they're kids, usually latchkey kids, which is our, like, entire generation plus 10 years on either side. Like, the latchkey kids, we spent 2/3 of our lives either at school or home alone. There was no one to ask for help. So, like, if that's not ingrained in you as a resource that's available, you do not grow up into an adult seeking said resource. It makes total sense if you look at it in terms of just, like, a resource. Like, look at it as a video game. Someone introduces a new resource, but, like, you've already built an entire castle without it. Like, fuck your resource. I'm good. At least I think I am. Like, I don't see the crumbling foundation, but I feel fine. It looks cool, right? My dad asked me a couple years ago why I never talked to him about issues and my problems and shit. Oh, God. I told him it never seemed like you were a person I could do that with. My mom, she's never asked that question outright, but similar, I think she's asking it without asking it. She makes comments to my sister and I, Sarah, all the time. You two are just so private. What did I do? What did I do wrong? My girls are just so private. Hmm. Yep, you always feel like a burden. That's another one. Yeah, Kona, I identify with that hard. Just got back from my walk, was listening. Interesting story. Also, I learned the phrase anal railgun. I forgot about that. That's back here. That's back now. Thank you. Thank you. Big issue for me was not building up a support network. It was seen more masculine to handle it on your own. That I think was mine, not because of the masculine thing, but we moved so much. Like I didn't. It was a joke in our family that every time we would move somewhere, we'd live there long enough to get invited to a birthday party, but not long enough to actually attend said birthday party. So like, same, yeah, it's very bizarre when you look back on it. Like, and I don't put anyone at fault for that. That's just facts. Everybody grows up different. It's just interesting to look back on how seemingly small things really affect you in the long run, whether it's for good or bad, however you view it. Really, Mayo? I know. Now Anal Railgun's stuck again. Anal Railgun's my dwarvish pagan metal band name. Oh, God. That's narcissism at its best, Rod. Do we need a break? Is that what's up? I've got hounds on both sides of me. You need to go outside? My boy. My sweet boy. Hi. I don't know which one of them puked, but I think it was him because he's been really clingy all day, and that's usually what he does if he doesn't feel good. Were you the one that puked? You puke under my desk. I don't know. What wonderful teeth you have, son. He's so beautiful. Dude, can we just talk about Lilith? I mean, I usually get the, hey, what's wrong with you? And then immediately after I tell them what is wrong, they turn around and tell me that their problems are more important and I just need to get over things. That's why I stopped saying anything. I'm sure you're the same. Like, it would be like, yeah, well, there are starving people in China. And it's like, okay. But, like, I still, okay. Like, yeah. But like, we can acknowledge that people are suffering around the world and still acknowledge our own suffering. Like, there is no comparing. They are. You know what's funny? Zach told me that his dad's poodle was a puker, too. They are pukers. Should I be glad I don't know what you mean by anal railgun? Oh, man. Probably. Anal railgun is shorthand for a horrific medical story we read recently on stream that will haunt me for the rest of my life. Yeah. I fucking hair in my eye every single time. Oh. Okay. I just want to run an ad. I was just waiting for it to run out. I just hate when ads run over our fucking playing and hanging out. I'm gonna run a quick ad and then we're gonna like hang out and listen to some cool music and whatever. I got the story. Because I feel like we talked too much about anal railgun. Those unfamiliar. I'm just gonna send it to Glut real quick. If he's not here, it's gonna be so confusing. But the picture's necessary. The fact that okay, so I googled it. It's been out for a bit, and usually they're like gone by now. Something's still in my eyeball. What the? It was reposted in Ask Physics, and I shit you not, someone broke down the math to see how fast the fucking butt plug was actually traveling through the human body at the time that this happened. I shit you not. It's fucking wild. Hold on, let me pull it up on my computer. Okay. It's rough. So this is a personal injury case from a hospital. Chris Goodnow, an estimated Valley attorney, has picked up a client who is suing a sex toy company. Said client purchased a butt plug that was advertised as 100% silicone. The client wears a butt plug to an MRI appointment. Now, just to preface, there is a whole population of human beings who just wear a butt plug in a just casual way all day to like, I don't know, they get off and then at home they like fuck them. I don't know. They just wear butt plugs. That's pretty normal. This person wasn't wearing a butt plug to the MRI as like a social experiment or to be kinky or anything. They just wore a butt plug regularly. So they go to an MRI appointment. Much to the client's dismay, butt plug in fact has a metallic core. Butt plug is accelerated hyperbolically at the speed of sound into the client's chest cavity. Described in memo as a, quote, anal railgun, end quote. And this is why everybody needs to check their fucking butt plugs. The client survived with major injuries. I'm going to show you the x-ray. This is your chance to run. I'm so sorry about the licking. One moment. So, this is the x-ray. So we've looked at this a lot on stream just to try to break down the anatomy to see where this is. So this is the bladder, this like bulb. This is the pelvic bone right here. That's the tailbone. And I believe this is colon, I think. These are kidneys right here. These like big fluffy guys. Those are the two kidneys. This right here, this big white mass, you can see the ribs alongside of it. This is the liver. So the butt plug went from here, where because flared base, normally butt plugs sit right at the opening of the anus. Due to magnetic force, it went to there. No, I don't want to survive that either. I said the exact same thing. I wouldn't want to survive that. No, it did not exit the body because, I mean, what I'm assuming happened, again, we don't have any more of the story. What I'm assuming happened was as soon as the MRI machine, because the MRI machine is always going. So, like, for instance, I've walked into the MRI room to set up a patient on a ventilator and had, like, a hairpin in my head, but that I forgot to take out before I walked in the MRI room, and it wasn't pulled out of my hair immediately because the magnet's not on at full force. But once they turn the magnet on full force to actually do the MRI, the force of that magnet is so strong. There's videos online you can watch, like a metal desk, fly across a room and crumple around the MRI. That's how strong they are. What I'm assuming is the moment they turned it on, the human being went, ah, and they went, oh, and turned it off immediately. I don't know. But it definitely tore through things because it has a flare base and it's no longer at the anus. Yeah, they poop in a bag. That would be my assumption. They poop in a bag now. Like, it breached the kidneys. Do they take days to fully turn off? No shit. I assume there's a panic button on them for minimum. I assume so too. I'm not an MRI technician, but I assume so. It's very, very, very. I mean, they're like, if I have to take a patient into MRI that's on a ventilator, there's like a whole process to get the like a special ventilator, and there's special equipment that has no metal in it. And then you as a person, we have to take our bra off, our badge, everything. Like, you borderline go in there naked with scrubs because they're so scared something might fall off you. But I've seen someone, a hairpin fly out of their hair. It's like a bullet. It's no fucking joke. Right, Raccoon? Like, it's crazy that I did kind of forget it until now, but anytime someone says the word, even just railgun, I'm never forgetting that. I'm sure it didn't actually move at the speed of light, but that was the thing. I looked it up on my phone to try to find the thing again, and the first thing that came up was that someone took this post and posted it on Ask Physics of Reddit, which is great because that's a bunch of like approved, like very scientifically intelligent people. And the comment, there's one in here. Fuck, I saved it. Oh, here it is. One of the top comments is literally the math of how fast this thing was going. I am not this smart and I'm not going to do the math. But, fuck, what is in my eyeball? Uniform magnetic fields apply only torque on magnetic dipoles. To make it move, you need magnetic gradients. The force on a dipole M in magnetic field B is F equals grad, parenthesis M times B, parenthesis A butt plug with a magnetic core would probably have an M of about 1e minus 5 to 1e minus 4 AM to the 2. No clue about typical field gradients outside of an MRI machine. They're talking about this butt plug. I love it. Smart people. They're everywhere. What is in my eyeball? I'm gonna get it. Oh, did I get it? I got it. I've seen some weird thing. I've never seen anything get launched through someone in an MRI before, but I've seen people put way more alarming things up their ass. If it was already metal, you still wouldn't want it thrown at you. Exactly. At least it was in college. They were liquid helium cooled, and you had to ramp them down. I believe it. I honestly, like, it's such a specialized thing. X-ray tech and MRI tech, they go to a whole different school. I'm sure you know that. Like, I know nothing. I know how to get a patient in there, but that's it. They let me keep shorts on in my MRI that I had a metal zipper. It vibrated every time it turned on. Oh, weird. Oh, that's creepy. It tickled. Oh, that's so weird. I was nervous, honestly, when I save it. I'm fine. I'm so exhausted. My body's tired of being in pain and being gross. Oh, the cold ones. I'm excited to see what they like. Well, I guess we could read it. I'm not gonna click. Well, no, they won't. They won't just become cold ones. So it says cold mages attacks will chill enemies, eventually freezing them in their tracks. Oh, each time your cold mages damage your enemies with their primary attack, you gain 2 essence. Enemies who are frozen by or damaged while frozen by your cold mage's primary attack are made vulnerable for 4 seconds. You deal 15% increased damage to vulnerable enemies, but you can no longer raise skeletal mages if you sacrifice them. That's pretty sick. That's pretty dope. Oh, I don't know, though. The shadow ones are cool, too. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look at it when I don't feel like a ball of sick. Being female is unfair, and if you have a female in your life, I encourage you to, you know, just, like, acknowledge that you love them, but maybe don't touch them. We're prickly. I was gonna say hug them, but, like, don't do that. Not if you want to. I wouldn't. Not without consent. I appreciate that, sheepy. I mean, you'd think I'd get used to it, but every month it's like, oh my god, again? And it's like, get over it, woman. At least that's what my doctor says. But, shh. Having a good time, summertime, having a time, summertime, summertime. I got nothing. I'm not funny. I'm not funny today. I feel so unwitty and I feel like I can't even think. But it's fine. It's whatever. What are you gonna do? Hopefully it'll be all over tomorrow. I think honestly today, I'm being nauseous as a result of all the painkillers I have to take because my uterus is trying to kill me. And I haven't taken any painkillers today. I think I'm just like puking existentially because of all the painkillers I've existentially taken in the past 3 days. So I'm hoping tomorrow I'm going to be okay. What's today? Tomorrow's Fade Friday. I have to be okay. Bring your weed. Clean your bong. Clean your water bottle. The white nasty buildup around the rim is dead skin from your mouth. Don't be gross. Take your joy. That's all I got. I hope you're safe. I hope you feel good. Drink water. Yeah, that's it. I'm sorry. My brain is so fucking holy. I thought I had one other thing I wanted to say. I forgot. What? I don't even know what day it is anymore. I need to go lay down. Yeah, drink water and, show people you appreciate them without non-consensually touching them. That's what I was doing. I was looking to see who the fuck's online to see if there's someone I haven't rated in a while, even though maybe. If my following page loads, we shall pee. Hopefully. Peeing's healthy. Maybe. Don't be a bitch. Is Twitch... I saw someone earlier saying that chat wasn't loading for them. Is Twitch still being fuckery? Or is it fine? Mine seems fucky. Meh, fuck it. I don't know. It's just not loading my follow page, but that's fine. That's fine. I think DJ Knight's on, and he's actually playing some fucking Diablo, and he's a pretty dope person. He's usually on this time of day. And there he is. If you don't know DJ Knight, he's kind of fucking legendary. I got nothing else. Be good. Be kind. The world is chaos. And I will see you tomorrow morning with weed, Faded Friday, music. Bring music. I think that's all I wanted to say. Bring good music. On Fridays, we like listen to good music and get high and shit. And we don't puke. Right? Right. We're making deals with our bodies. I'll see you motherfuckers tomorrow.